Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Otter Talk for our Gold Division. My name is Jay Better. I am joined here today by Google Mop, Quirth, and QST. Say hi for me, everybody.
What's up, gang?
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hope you guys are all doing well. We're closing out our Gold Division shortly. Only got 3 more weeks left, so these are some important weeks. I believe that this match in particular that we're going to be, or that I'm going to be casting today, has some implications for playoffs. So obviously these teams have to pull out everything that they've got for the next 3 weeks, and then into playoffs. You know, as things develop. We've just gone through a patch as well. We were talking about it just slightly then. About what's getting played and what isn't getting played. And I know that you guys have some takes on some specifically ADC players that we can talk about a bit later. But yeah, I guess we can jump straight into our predictions if that's already. But yeah, I'll talk later. QST, let's go to you first. Walk me through your picks here.
Alrighty, I may be a little biased on this first pick here, but FFM versus CBI. FFM all the way. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm the AD carry playing for them. We are here to win. We have hit our stride. Look out, Impulse. We're coming.
Very nice.
Next match. Next match. FFS versus Freaks. Listen, all my Fools 5 family, I love you guys. What is going on over there, though? Freaks all day. Freaks in 5.
In 5.
Yes, Fools in 5. Anyways, next. Glacial Void versus Jolly Rogers. Every time I hear something about these teams, it's just that Jolly Rogers is the better team. They're just lower in standings for some reason. Honestly, they're frauds. I played them last week. They're getting smoke checked. I believe in Glacial.
Ooh.
It's time. Please don't hurt me if we make it to playoffs. That's all I'm going to say. Now, time for the true match of the week. Forget my match. Forget Clash of the Titans. This is the match to watch. Hyperion versus Nefarious Demons. Both these teams have been bottom of the barrel scrapers for this entire season. But that changes today. The slander on Hyperion will no longer be tolerated. I am here. 2-0 versus Nefarious Demons. I wish these matches were staggered just so I could watch the Hyperion match myself. This game is going to be a wash. They're here. They're getting their first win. And then LEP versus OSG. LEP is also a bunch of frauds. They're elo inflated by their schedule. I'll say it. I'll be the one to say it. Hate me all you want. OSG, they're going to fraud check them this week. If they don't, I may cry tonight.
All right. There's some strong takes in there. Maybe I agree with some of them. Maybe I don't agree with some of them. Quirth, got some things the same, but some differences. Walk me through your picks.
Okay, chat. So basically, so the first pick I have Fools 5 Mercenaries. Okay, and that has nothing to do with biasness. I love the underdogs. And I think Fools 5 Mercenaries is the underdog. And I think they're going to absolutely crush CB Freaks or CB Impulse. CB Impulse, sorry, that's my bad. And boom, boom, boom. That also goes for Fools 5 Squires versus CB Freaks. This is not bias. The thing with Fools 5 Squires and CB Freaks is that if you think about it, it's like the one gorilla versus the 100 people, okay? Fools 5 Squires is the gorilla. But it's a hungry gorilla. It's a gorilla that needs to eat. We need to get this win if you want to make it to playoffs. So just based off that fact that we need that win, I think with the power of friendship, we're going to get that win. Glacial Void versus Jolly Rogers. I went up against Jolly Rogers, and that was one of the most sad, one of the most traumatic games. Jolly Rogers is actually goated, and I think Jolly Rogers is gonna win. I think it'll be like a 2-1, maybe. Maybe Jolly Rogers will get two wins, and then Glacial Void will get one. But I think it'll be close. Nefarious Demons versus Hyperion White Rabbit. Holy crap. Nefarious Demons. I just like the name, and looking at the standings, looking at the players, I believe in Nefarious Demons, and yeah. And then Legacy Esports Prime versus OSG Tactical Freeze. I mean, shout out to my boy Billy Buckle on OSG Tactical Freeze, the mid laner. I love that name. I went up against them yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, last week. My bad. And they're really good. And I think that they're gonna, go on top, and beat Legacy Esports Prime. So yeah, yeah. That's yeah.
Well, fan of the underdogs apparently until it's White Rabbit, it seems. Taking
Yep.
an easy route out there potentially, but definitely not some Fools 5 bias, as we've guaranteed confirmed, right? No,
Yes.
no bias there.
No bias.
Google Mop, last on the list before I embarrass myself with my humongous knowledge. Walk me through your picks.
Yeah, of course. I think this is actually a pretty interesting week, just in terms of where the teams are in relative to the teams they're facing. A lot of these matchups are the rank, teams that are directly next to each other in terms of ranking. I'm just gonna start at the top. I guess CB Impulse. The reason I said they were gonna win is because I have a soft spot in my heart for that washed-up ADC player. I think him and his support. I kind of was half on a team with them. I was a sub-free team with them for a while, so I believe in them. They can do it. Yeah, I believe I put 2-1 for that. The reason I put Freaks winning against my own team is because I need to kind of adjust for some of the copium that some other people in this call may have. Yeah. And then
Unnamed.
kind of just for the rest of them, I just kind of went with sort of gut feeling. For Jolly Rogers, I just kind of believe that like there's the slightly better team, even though they are kind of slightly below her in the rankings, if I remember correctly. And then just like when it comes to the OSG and Demons, I believe they just have the slightly better edge, and I think that's probably good enough to win. I don't think I put any matchups as a 2-0 except for my own. So, yeah. I think it'll be a bunch of pretty close games today.
So you're putting yourself losing 2-0.
Just to counterbalance Quarth's points. I don't think we're actually going to lose 2-0. I just need to like balance out some of the copium.
Okay. We've got some, some picks differentiating between some of the people here. I guess I'll have a quick walk through mine. Yeah, I think all of them are going to be relatively close. Let me have a look at what the scores I put in here. Yeah, I think that I agree with what you said, Mop. It's a lot of these matchups are actually quite close in terms of their standings. Pardon me. Yeah, I put Impulse, but I could see Mercs taking it. The only match that I think is fairly handily in favor of one team is the second match here. I think that Freaks, I think that they're going to do better than Squires. I know that Squires, like you guys have been saying, have been having a bit of a rough time. And I think that Freaks make some stupid decisions, but that they have a good baseline. I think that the third match can kind of go either direction. And yeah, it is only one loss separating these two teams in the standing. So they basically could be tied if, anything else in that game had gone a different direction. But I'm just a bigger fan of their drafting. I think that their drafting is super, super strong. Yeah, White Rabbit. I was really impressed with how they played against Legacy. I was really unimpressed by how they ended their games, but I think that it's 2-1. And yeah, I think that Prime. I'm the only one here that put Prime over Freeze. Damn, feels bad being alone here. But yeah, apparently, and I'll have to get this exactly right. But the match that's being streamed has playoff implications. Can you guys confirm that?
Major.
Go on.
So, from my understanding of the current standings, Fools 5, if we 2-0, the bracket entirely flips almost. Half the teams get dropped 2 spots, to my understanding. We are currently the gatekeepers.
If you 2-0 specifically.
I believe that sets us up for almost a guaranteed lock. But if we 2-1, we still make it, I believe.
Okay. Maybe it's a bit harder. And if you lose, what's it looking
Not
like?
happening.
Okay.
Ooh.
Not a world where that happens.
I see. So confidence. Is this the cope that I was hearing about a little bit earlier?
No cope. I don't know what that word means. This is I'm letting you know now. I can see the future.
Okay.
I had a dream about this.
Gaib over here. All right. But Mops, you are the one, if I'm correct, that was putting up some, anti your teams. Do you know, are you aware of, what is the situation looking like if Impulse win? What if they 2-0?
I'm pretty sure if Impulse. I'm not on that. I'm on the other Fools 5. I'm on Full 5 Squires. So yeah.
Either way,
I'm not
it's your
playing that.
sister team, right?
Yeah, it is, and I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I show up on game day, and I vibe, brother. I show up, I say howdy, and then I leave.
I have done millions of calculations. Like, Doctor Strange from Endgame, I did all that.
Right, okay.
Basically, we have a pretty low chance. At least Squires, they have a pretty low chance, but the chance is there. I think it's like 10%. So
that is like
basically, we have to 2-0 every game, and we will, because we have to.
Okay.
For Gorilla. So.
All right. What's your schedule looking like for the next few weeks? Let me pull it up while the cope ensues. There's a lot of copium. so far. Some against and some for and some against. All right. Let me grab up these schedules real quick. So for this week, you're against the Freaks. That's correct? Yes.
Yeah, freaking freaks. Yep.
All right. So for our week 8 match, yep, Wing
Easy.
Rabbit
Who's that?
for
Easy.
week 8, and then week 9 you're against Legacy. So you've got probably the hardest match in the last one. At the end of the whole thing. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Wait. Squires are against Legacy first, and then they're against White Rabbit at the end. Okay.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
not too
correct.
bad, I guess. Next week is definitely the harder matchup.
Yep.
But who knows? Maybe White Rabbit will absolutely come out swinging and take you to the take you to the ropes there.
I mean,
But
like my gambler. Sorry,
Go
go
on.
ahead. Okay, like
No,
my
no,
gambler friend always said, it's a 50-50. Either we win or we lose, you know? Like,
yeah, everything's a 50-50, right?
Yep.
Oh,
So
I
untrue.
see, I
I'm going
see.
in until I win. 100% odds on me.
Let's go.
It's always 100%. Are we playing on the new patch tonight? I'm guessing obviously we are. You guys don't have access to the tournament client. All right. So, how are we feeling? Without revealing any strategies that you guys may or may not go towards, is there anything that has changed in this week, the patch before, that you think is worth talking about here? I mean, we're talking about the center beforehand, right?
So yeah, funny thing. It's finals week for me. I just got done with my last finals. So I've been fucking checked out. I have not played like a game of League in the past 4 days. So whatever happens, happens, you know. I have not done any prep. I have not checked the patch notes. I don't even know what got nerfed and what got buffed.
Finals, doing all that. Well, I mean,
Mhm.
well, I hope I wish you good luck for those. But
Oh no, they're already
let's have a
done.
quick look. I've got it open here. Well, still, I wish hope you did well. Got
Okay,
them open
okay.
here.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes.
I think one of the biggest things is the center change here. I'm not sure if center is something that's played by gold too often. I know things like Nefiri have been nerfed and not affected too much, but I don't think that that's something that I've seen gold go towards too often. But yeah, I am super interested to see if center is something that teams choose to go towards, and if they do, what is that bot lane going to look like? Is it going to be something like a tank again, a Nautilus and a center, or I mean, Shogath did also just get a buff, so it could be, or sorry, changes could also be something.
Who got the EC? You never know.
True, could be.
All right. Fine. I'll leak it here. Fools 5, our bot lane tonight. You guys better ban Senna first pick. Don't ask why, just do it.
I don't believe him.
Hurtful.
I don't believe him. He doesn't sound very trustworthy for this pick, but I mean, I would love to see Senna. I think that she's quite fun. Yeah, I believe, I could be wrong. I think it's either Mercs or Impulse is the team that has the MF player. Which team has the
Yeah, that would be Excel on Impulse.
Excel.
That is definitely Excel. Do not put me on that champion. I will just start running because I can.
So this is the washed ADC. Are we correct? Is this what you guys have told me is the washed ADC?
Yeah. Although we don't speak his name.
You didn't
He
sound
who
very
shall not be
confident
named?
there. He shall not
Listen.
be named.
No. He is certainly washed. I'm just never going to say it out loud, you know. I can't say that there was a specific person who was playing on stream tonight who is playing ADC for a CB team who is washed. I couldn't tell you who.
But right, yeah. I get you.
Mhm.
Do you think that it is worth to put any priority in draft towards said unnamed ADC player?
Yeah,
I'm
I believe.
gonna
Sorry,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
keep
Go ahead.
Oh, my fault. I'm just gonna say from the insider perspective, I'm not gonna say much, but I do believe, according to our coaches,
Mm-hmm.
his jinx may be something to fear.
Oh, really?
I
The
lied.
jinx now. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but I may or may not have heard differently before we went live. So I will have my eyes towards the bot lane tonight, and I'm hoping that either I am either proved, or sorry, I hear you guys proved right, but it will be hilarious if it's proved wrong. I will enjoy it just the same if unnamed bot laner for potentially a CB team getting streamed tonight does really well and ends up 1v9ing the set. That would be very entertaining to watch. But I mean, I'm a lot more excited now for this set. There's implications here, little bit of trash talk, a little bit of sports trash talk here going on, but all in the name of fun. Um I've always been interested in seeing how specifically the gold division goes around drafting. It's very chaotic, but it's got a lot of energy towards it. Um, I'll talk to you guys individually here. I want you to walk me through kind of your takes on drafting without talking about what you like going, what you're going to go in. Obviously, don't want you to spill any of your matches, but I was talking to some of the people last week about one of their what's the word takes on drafting or how they fundamentally approach it, and I was saying that one of their coaches was talking about playing things like Rumble and Gwen, and they were saying that they really don't like playing like LCK style drafts just because they look good on paper when players can't play them at all. So Mops, I'll go to you first here. Um, how are your thoughts on that and then drafting in general?
General thoughts on drafting has always kind of been that, like, in low elo, comfort is king. So you just try to
Hmm.
draft the best champions for your specific players, because at the end of the day, a gold player who can play his champion is better than a gold player who has counterpicked you on a champion he doesn't know how to play.
Mm.
And so
We can't
if you're
pick
just
them, they can know how to play it, right?
exactly. So like as long as your team is on like something that's like cohesive, that can work together well with each other, that also
Hmm.
like you're comfortable on, I think that's kind of all you need at the end of the day. And so that's kind of what we go for.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Synergy is really important. With one of the things I was talking about last week as well. Having trust in your team, and sometimes that can be really difficult. When a lot of the roster changes that were happening earlier in the season. I hope that that's not still happening. I'm not, you know, checked into
Never say
how
never.
that's all going. Yeah, maybe some roster apocalypses before finals would be quite cinema. QST, we'll go to you next. Do you
Alrighty.
think the same? Do you feel the same? Do you have different opinions about what Mops just said?
Alrighty. While I don't disagree, comfort is king because we are a bunch of low elo players.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, though, synergy is king. These LCK players have nothing on us. I'm out here sending highlights to
Oh,
my teammates saying, hey, watch this. Zeus who? No. Timu 1 Zeus is the next one up. My top laner, Frogger, he's taking his spot. Hanwha Life, you better reach out to him soon. We are the same players at the end of the day. They just get paid.
true. Yeah, that's all. If you were getting paid, you would be on the same level. I completely agree.
Exactly.
I think yeah, on a more serious note there, I do also agree. Synergy is super important. Um, yes, there's a level of being super comfortable on a champion, but there are a lot of champions that like as long as you can kind of get through lane, which in some roles that's a lot harder than just me saying that, but that don't require endless hours of playing it to even participate in the game, not even win. And having a team comp synergy where your fights are quite straightforward and easier to execute can be something to lead you towards the win. Quite last on my list here. Same question to you. That's like
So
opium kicking in.
no. Okay, so the thing is, I'm kind of new to this. I joined the tournament game like 3 months ago, so I'm not 100% sure drafting. But what I do know is like it's not about what you draft; it's about how you do. It's about how you do the draft. So I'll leave it there with my quote.
Deep, meaningful. I don't disagree. I think that a lot of the time, if people don't know how to play their draft to its full capacity, the draft doesn't really mean as much. Whereas if play well on something that's on paper a little bit a little bit better, against something that's a little bit better, and you play better individually, I do agree. Something as well that I've been noticing is some lack of prioritization towards some picks that I would deem incredibly strong. And I wouldn't say that they're that necessary to spend a significant amount of time, put a lot of hours into, to become really really good at it. So, pardon me. The two that I'm thinking of, the first one played a little bit. I think that Jolly Rogers play a lot of it. I've looked over basically like week 5 and before everyone's drafts. I know that there were some like roster changes, but Jin Zhao, very very strong jungler that is sometimes looked towards, and then a lot of the time not looked towards. But the biggest one is I don't see any teams playing Alistar, and I don't necessarily find that wrong game. Find that champion specifically, difficult in a niche. I just think that if you, can play engage supports quite well, Alistair really slots in there. I'll go bottom to top. We'll talk about this. And then, we're getting to the end of our Otter talk. We'll do some wrap ups there. But Quert, is there any picks specifically that you, think are strong, don't see teams go towards? And if not, well, how are your thoughts on the two that I mentioned?
Wait, am I Quirk?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, one, I think Viego is very hot and very nice. I like Viego. I agree with the Xin Zhao actually. I think Xin Zhao's actually like, I mean, I know they nerfed him, but like he's literally like a sleeper,
In gold, maybe.
In gold. No. In every match, bro. You just put out Xin Zhao and he's gonna like start licking you off, just like not licking you off, but like, just like, taking you off one by one, just like that. So, but yeah, that's all I really can think of off the top of my head right now.
Not a fan of Alistair. Not something that you think is
I
strong.
wonder,
Not something that you.
if I'm being honest, like I've never like picked him or seen. Like, I've never picked him, so I don't really know what he does. I know like he like stuns people and then like moves and he has like a cow skin, but that's all I mean.
He does have a good skin.
Yeah, I
That is
actually
true. He emotes and he hits the cowbell. That's all you need to know.
okay. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
QST, over to you.
So for me personally, I think there's a bunch of characters like that for every single position in the game, except for ADC. That's a cosmetic role. Those aren't real people.
Yep.
Those are CIA
Agreed. I'm an
operatives.
ADC player too. Not real over here.
I'm actually not real. I was just hired to do this. But anyways, yeah, Alistar I think is a really great pick that isn't being utilized as nearly as much as it should be. But at the end of the day, it does kind of depend on the matchup. I could be playing Jinx Misfortune. That matchup is just a coin flip until a support decides that they're going to use their hands. So I think it's kind of dependent on what's going on in the state of the game. Other than that, Xin Zhao, keep that character out of the game. As an AD carry player, I'm not walking into you. Get away from me. Do not come near me.
I would have to agree, but as if I was supporting a team, my opinion would potentially be flipped. Diff that ADC fraud, as potentially we might be seeing some of that tonight.
I
or
already
maybe
think
not.
that. Excel who? I'm here and I'm ready to show it.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to watch. Mops, last on our list. Potentially a last question here.
Yeah, I don't really have any picks I would like to comment on, but Alistar and specifically, I have played a lot, and I mean a lot of Alistar. And here's the one thing: everyone thinks Alistar is this easy champion that everyone can pick up and play. But the problem with Alistar is that he actually like has a lower like threshold for the ways he can play the game, and it plays in a way completely differently from other support champions. So, for instance, something like Leona or something like Rel, these staple, like every
Yeah.
support plays them picks. They have a very simple job. Their job is either A, initiate fight, B, disengage fight sometimes. If you're Rel, you can't really do that. And then in lane phase, they have a very simple pattern of trading. And the fact that they win if they go in, like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And so, the thing with Alistar is Alistar doesn't play like that. Alistar doesn't win if he goes in 9 times out of 10. The way Alistar wins is by sustaining out through a lane, taking small advantages and small trades, and then slowly winning a game over time by taking over the rest of the map and sacrificing your own lane and saying, our ADC is going to do the ADC thing on his gold income, and I'm going to help get the rest of the map ahead through Alistar's incredible gank patterns and good setup, which are things that low elo people cannot do properly. Like, I'm serious. I have not seen a single support in this league do that shit properly. So I do not think Alistar at this level of play is good for you to lock in unless you are really comfortable on the champion and you know exactly what you're doing.
Damn.
I definitely see where you're coming from. I agree the lane is very unique. Playing like an engaged support that has like a kind of sustain or like deny lane, I guess. Played a lot of the time into things like Rel to deny the Rel's engage. It is unique. And then later on in the game, how he plays, and I think it's always a kind of like a double-edged sword where the kit doesn't have a lot of complexity to it, therefore it's easy to pick up in a sense of there's nothing really to understand, right? It's very read the prints and play, but that means that what you get is what you get, right? You have to work with the simplicity of the kit, which is a good thing. I really enjoy that, but you really have to go above and beyond to find the full extent of what you can do with that kit, which is a lot. I've seen some really amazing players in professional play with Alistar, but I like your opinion. I would have to agree. I think that there are some games where it's quite easy. You get not quite easy. It's not the right phrase, but more of a easier time. You get fairly free lane, and then you need some form of hard engage that I think that Alistar can bring over the top of any other supports. I think mainly why I'm bringing this up is I see what I would call an over prioritization towards enchanter supports, just in general. I know that that's very common, but I still don't like it because I think that enchanter supports are like, they're like a nice piece of cake. It's a dessert. It's a specialty. You have to, have it after you've had your full dinner first, and when it's
Ooh.
a great game for it, has a good matchup. You've got a good ADC to pair with it. The comp is built around it. But I see a lot of the time teams will go towards enchanter supports, have very little engage. I mean, it's not like things like Nami, Seraphine don't have engage, but it's not the same level of something else. Like, I mean, even the Rel and the Leona, Rakan is something that's gone towards as well, which I mean is good to see. I think Rakan is great, and obviously every team loves Braum. It seems that's a team favorite, that pick. But
I mean, sorry.
No, you go.
I would say that I think your assessment is a bit incorrect, and I don't know if we have the time to get into it. I don't know how much time we have, but the big separation between enchanters and support and engaged supports at this elo of play is the execution threshold. When you play the enchanter versus engage matchup, all of the impetus is put on the engage player to make a lead in the early game and snowball from there. Whereas the enchanter player is allowed to, I don't want to say sit back and do nothing, but they are allowed to take a more passive approach to the game and focus on more on going even because they know in those late game fights they're going to have the higher stat advantage, so they're going to have the shields and the heals that can pump up their team and make it so that late game fights are just so much easier to play. And also a lot of times, most of those supports they're locking in have some good disengage potentials to lock in against those higher engaged comps. And I think the reason you see a lot of Braum is because people try to counterpick like things like Leona and Rel, which I said super common in this elo, I'm sure. So that's kind of why you see the prevalence of Braum, because it's just the go-to anti-engaged champion. Even though I think he probably shouldn't be locking in Braum against Leona and like Rel, even though it looks like a good matchup, and I think he should probably be prowling some more like higher agency picks, but that's just my personal preference.
So I'll give you a hypothetical then. Let's say you got Team A and Team B, right?
Yep.
Team A goes towards something like a Seraphine bot lane, whatever the AD carry is, but it's a mobile AD carry, right?
For sure.
Doesn't have to be the strongest lane of all time, but Varus, Jinx, something like that, and something like a Seraphine. Lulu, yes, I think that Lulu has great peel, so maybe not as much this, but anything like that. And then the rest of their draft is, let's say Xerath, right? Little range, but immobile, no engage. The jungler is something, let's say, what's been played a lot in gold? Something that isn't an engaged jungler, right? So, I mean, nothing that can go in, and then
starting, I just want to stop there because you've already explained a situation where Seraphine is bad in the draft. If you have no engage in your jungle, you don't want to lock in an enchanter. And if your team comp is set up that way, then you just can't afford to lock in the enchanter, and then you just need to stop thinking. Like, you just need to throw out the idea and just start thinking towards your engaged support.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was kind of referring to before when I said that I think that teams over-prioritize towards the enchanter support. I think that enchanter supports are still great in the right context. I see a lot of the time teams will go towards an enchanter support. And I mean, Seraphine has some form of engage, but like some of them have zero. Like Lulu has zero form of engage. Nami has a little bit, I guess, but not really. Like it's not really what you want. And instead, they'll go towards that in a game that I don't think it's very good and leave open like a lot of things that, like one of the things I haven't seen a single team go. I think I've seen a bit. I think Jolly Rogers went a variation of this. They went Ginger Oriana, but I haven't seen a single team go something like an Oriana Nocturne. Not that I think that that's the best thing you can possibly go, but it's a very straightforward idea.
They played, actually, in a game I played, I believe last week, Oriana Nocturne was locked in against us, I believe. It does see play. Oriana does have a decent bit of prio amongst the people who can play it.
Do you
especially combined with things like Jarvan and Nocturne?
Yeah, Jarvan and Oriana, very similar. Do you think that though, like, just as a basis, has a better time in a competitive setting than Enchanter support as a baseline because it allows your team to actually play the game and walk forward?
Yeah, I think it all boils down to this concept of execution thresholds. So in this kind of elo of play, you want the lowest execution threshold possible, where it's as easy as possible to play out your game without fucking up, right? So something like Oriana Jarvan or Oriana Nocturne, you put the ball on the engage presses the button, and the Oriana presses the button. It's done and over, right? Whereas with something like my main point here is that when you lock in an enchanter support versus a engage support, it is on the engage support to do the things which in this elo you will mess up almost as much as you will succeed. So, and it's much easier for the enchanter player to just not do the thing and therefore not mess up and just take advantage of the opponent messing up. Granted, if it's the better team's going to win most of the time in that situation, but that's just my thoughts on it. And I don't know if we have the time to keep going, so I'm just going to try to cut this conversation off.
You do. I still do think that you need someone to be the one who makes the decisions. But yes, you're right. We're getting to the end of our time. I am enjoying this conversation, so I'm going to make sure that I don't get sidetracked by the talk. Thank you guys for joining me tonight and this morning for myself on the Otter Talk. Good luck in all of your games. Good luck to all of the copium, and I'm ready to watch this game specifically. For everyone else, all of our viewers, don't go anywhere. Well, grab some popcorn quickly, fill up your drink, come back. We're not going to be too much longer before we get into our game. Hopefully, this is going to deliver on just the amount of trash talk that's been said here on the Otter Talk here. I'm Jay Better, and I will be back casting in a little bit after this short break. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Like a bomb squad.
One day we'll coordinate these. Hello and welcome to the final week of the Blue Water League Gold Division. Oh, we have 2 weeks left. Oh, I was told that it wasn't. I'm being told by Prod. I'm dumb. We found it today. Oops. Don't worry about it. We were all talking about playoffs, so I thought it was time for the final week. It isn't. So, to bring you the Fools 5 Mercenaries versus CB Impulse, I'm Bongskimchi alongside Jay Beto, and we're already into the draft for game 1. And that is 2 tanks taken away.
It is. I mean, there was a bit of back and forth, bit of trash talk about the ADC from CB Impulse. They said that Merc said they weren't going to prioritize any bans towards Impulse, even though potentially it's something they should do. MF, something that Impulse have gone towards a significant amount of times. Talia and now the Varus getting banned away. Lysandra as well. And there's the Jinx. Might be a self ban away. If I'm not mistaken there.
Wait, did they ban their own Jinx? Is this some secret tech I wasn't ready for? I mean, it could
They
just
might
be
have. And
general ban away. Jinx is still Jinx.
hmm,
Very strong.
you're not
Viego?
wrong. Viego. First lock in here. Zaya. And there's the Xin Zhao. I mean, I was just talking on the other talk about how, I think that this pick doesn't get picked often enough. Maybe these teams are listening, and Xin Zhao in the top 2. Good to see.
It's very weird going from pro play to this because it's like you don't see enough Xin Zhao, and then in pro play it's like exclusively
Yeah.
Xin Zhao Jarvan. It's like Xin Zhao Jarvan, occasional volley bear
It's a
spam,
weird
and
sentence for me to say.
Tristana potentially blinded. I don't think you want to take this into Zaya, so probably going to go mid here.
I mean, you'd be surprised at the self counter pick
That's an
potential of gold. That is an Urgot.
That is
Place
an
into
Urgot.
the top lane. I believe this is
That is a very
comfort
good
pick,
Urgot
if I'm
stat
not
line.
mistaken.
60
for,
games,
Fools 5 Merc.
72% win rate. Temuzeus. Good
Yeah,
name.
wow,
Or
that's pretty
Zeus.
nasty.
Cho'Gath.
Man,
Oh my god.
Impulse.
Oh, rework top lane.
I
Rework
really
top
like their
lane battle.
draft right now.
Rework top lane battle.
I enjoy this draft so far for Impulse. I think it's pretty well rounded. They have a lot of options in terms of support pickups here. I mean, obviously they can go towards the Rakan, which is quite nice. And yeah, this Tristana is going to have a pretty hard time here in bot lane if it is. If it's in mid, a bit of an easier time, I guess, in lane. Still hard to go in there. Like you can't go into Zaya ever. It's a guaranteed, you getting ulted and most likely getting killed. Rakan getting banned away. Mid prioritization from Impulse, and Merc's gonna look towards a support of their own or ban out something in the mid themselves.
So they're thinking this.
That means they're gonna go Azir, right?
Sand soldiers?
Is Impulse gonna go Azir here? That would be. I'd be
would.
super impressed if they did.
What are the other options available? I mean, that is Halia, Lysandra taken away. They just got rid of Xerath. I assume they didn't want that one. Ori is kind of a big one with the Xin Zhao, actually, and the Scion to lose.
Yeah.
So they got...
You could go
Ari?
potentially. Yeah.
I'm running out of brain cells already. What do they play? They do play Azir. They play Victor. I don't think you want Victor here. Not the best option.
I think that the Xerath ban means that they're playing something that's
no
going to
ban?
have a highlight. Oh my god! I just talked about this on the Otter Talk. This is beautiful.
We definitely haven't been
Did
seeing
they
enough
miss the
Alistar.
ban?
It's either that or it's glitched, and that just happens.
Aurora ban. We couldn't find it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Aurora ban.
the other
Couldn't
ban is an
find it.
Aurora ban. So
We've spent like the
towards the
last
mid
2 or 3 weeks talking about how we haven't been seeing enough Alistar because this champ is just objectively so strong, regardless of like anything. Because just the ability to reduce your damage by 50 or damage taken by 55% at level 6 is crazy. Braum, I'm not crazy about here actually.
I would have loved a Poppy and
Poppy
I
is
think
great
Poppy
into
there
this.
for
Xin
support
Zhao
would've been
and
quite nice.
Alistar?
Yeah.
Because we've been seeing too much. We've been seeing way too much Poppy support into lanes that don't have dashing champions, and then this is kind of the perfect angle, and it will be the victor locked in for the other team, not CB Impulse. I was looking at it from their perspective, and that is
Mel.
Mel. I'm
Hmm.
not a big fan of this either. If this gets locked in, you're gonna reflect. I think, besides auto attacks, obviously, because those can be reflected. Brom Q. Trist Bomb, if that counts, Buster Shot, and on top of that, Victor's Q, because it's not his E. I always mix those up. Victor Q and
Yeah, it feels like it could be his.
whatever the
Q.
heck was it? Fear Beyond Death? Or God Ulti, I think that's what it's called.
Hmm.
I don't think you get to recast it though. It'd be really funny. If you
Yeah,
did.
I'm confused about the Mel a little bit.
Jeez, bro, I don't like her.
That would be kind of crazy, actually.
I'm the biggest Mel hater in the universe. So
I think she's strong in general, but yeah, I don't love the Mel. I think what I would have maybe liked is I mean, I understand getting the sign on the top 3, but I would have loved to go the Rakan on 3 there and leave the Scion for, later on. I think that there are still, blind pickable. It's not even blind pickable. I think there's still tanks that you can go towards. You have Scion on. If you have one more thing, you're fine to go forward there. And then take your mid on last pick. I love Alistar, I do. But I don't know how. I think that Zai's going to have a really hard time in lane. At least until later on. Like the first 3 levels, Zai already has a pretty hard time in lane. Alistar, it has a harder time in lane. And it is going to be the Trist in the ADC, in the bot lane, sorry. So when you're just going to be sitting on the tower, you're just getting pushed in all lane now. And that's it's gonna hurt a lot. It's gonna be hard.
wait, hold on. I'm taking to the internet. The internet saying you could possibly execute Urgot with his own ultimate. To be determined.
That is crazy. That would be that would be disgusting if that actually ends up hitting.
If that,
Wow.
stupid mechanic, but it'd
I
be
love
really
seeing
funny.
Jinjar here. I think that it buys a lot of time here. I like Desire into the Viego.
I kind of like into all
Couldn't
their
find
comp,
their name
honestly.
there in my head.
Really good into all their comp.
But yeah, the Mel is definitely a question mark, and the Braum is also a question mark for me.
This comp is really good. It's really good aggressive going forwards that also allows Xayah to go forward to safely stay behind, because Xayah very short range. I think second shortest ranged, only ahead of Kaisa in that department, and Neela, but Neela barely counts. And then you just have Mel, and it's like, why is you want... This would have been a really good Azir angle, really good Ahri angle as well if they wanted to go for that. And both of those are champions they take. And Mel just kind of doesn't synergize with the team. She likes standing very far back and spending a long time just firing spells off and not really interacting.
I think that these team comps have quite interesting team fights in the late game. I mean, this is few weeks now that we've been casting gold together, and these teams love to fight.
Never gets last
week they did some good yeah, true, they did some good macro decisions, but the week before that, and just in general, team fighting is something that gold likes doing, to put it plainly. And I think that both of these teams like doing that. I know Tristana loves to split push, the same as Sion, but in Jinjar loves to fight, Xayah loves to fight, Alistar, if you can find some roams, it's great, but also a great fighter. But, Braum loves to fight too. So does Victor. And it's going to be a bloody fight, because both of these teams are very brawly, right? Neither of these teams really have a decent enough pick comp. Alistar can find and engage, sure, but they do have CC layering with, Mel, Jinjar, if they were to time it really well, but more in general, it's just going to be a chaotic fight. Can you find the victor? Has Tristana made a mistake? Can Viego get onto the Mel? how well can Urgot do in lane against Sion, or how well can Sion, mitigate the lane? But yeah, they're volatile drafts. I mean, Sion's the only real strong tank, but I guess Alistair, once he gets that ult, especially if level 2, level 3 ult as well, if the game goes that long. But I mean, how often are supports getting level 16?
I mean, even level 6 is already reducing by over half. Level 11, which is more likely, but still up in the air if it's going to even happen. It's 65%. It's not that bad. It's definitely way bulkier than the champion probably should be for just pushing a button that also cleanses everything, including suppresses. So, bit absurd.
It is really strong. I don't know how I feel about the Victor rework. Like, the
Visually, I
visual
hate 'em.
effects. Yeah, I don't know how I feel.
Ult-wise, this thing... Victor, speaking of champions that want to hit levels, this champion, a lot more likely to hit his big evolution to get the increasing ult size. And with champions like Viego and Braum to kind of lock down consistently, it is really going to be nice and easy for him to at least get 1 or 2 of those off per team fight, unless the Victor absolutely instant, which not out of the question. I've had some teammates in my lifetime, to put it nicely.
As I'm sure we all have. God. Yeah. I mean, pardon me. These teams, been playing together for a bit now. I spoke to them before, some of the players from these teams, and hopefully that there is no more roster apocalypses and even role changes. I think is such an awful
Roster
thing to do
apocalypse
in the middle
Great
of
name.
it. Yeah, that's what so we call it down in the down under, in the leagues that I've played in. Mid-season, just week 5 out of 10, boom, whole teams are gone. New teams come out of nowhere. As long as it's got like one player from the original team, you just transform that team into the other team. Yeah, it's always fun to watch players who don't want to learn. They don't want to take criticism and be a bit self-reflective. Instead, they just destroy the team, get rid of one of the players, 2 of the players, 3 of the players, and then make a new team and have a bit of a honeymoon period and then still do bad eventually.
And get the same exact result, but just on a different team. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Is what it... I mean, that's basically what the bottom of LCK was for a while, but with a little bit... Like, halfway through Spectre, we got a little bit. Sometimes we go all the way through, but we didn't get it through it all the way this time. We are going to throw it to a short break for the first time in, 3 weeks before the game starts. So we'll see you back for the start of Game 1.
Hey now, come on now. It's alright, let your emotion show. Hey now, come on now. It's alright, let your emotion show. Hey now, come on now. It's alright, let your emotion show. Hey now, come on now. It's
And we're back for game number 1, and I didn't even mention it, or well, I guess neither of us mentioned it. I'm gonna take the blame for it because I also messed up the intro, not knowing how to count to 9. But this is a potential playoff matchup. Should the cards fall right, it's not super likely. It's way more likely that it will be whoever wins this against either Legacy or the Freaks, but if both of these teams go 1-1 and every other 3-3 team goes 1-1 as we enter a pause nice and
Damn
early,
Fnatic in the chat.
keep the just Fnatic, the tactical pause. But it's possible that we see these two teams at 4-4 and a handful of like 20 something ish points meet at 4-5 and face off in the first round. So could be potential scouting opportunity, even if it is unlikely.
Hopefully, whatever the issue is, it gets sorted out quite quickly. Have a quick look
Server
over at the runes and summoners here. Got an exhaust on the Alistar, which I'm not convinced by. I mean, maybe you're exhausting the Viego as he goes in, or hoping that the Tristana's going to make a mistake and W forward too aggressively. In which case, you set up the feathers, exhaust a lot of the damage. But I don't know. I mean, I think that if you're not going to go towards Ignite, maybe heal is just a better option here. But I mean, we'll have to
Flash
see.
on D. I see flash on D, and
Yeah, I'm already tilted by it. See
don't
a
worry, it's
few,
gonna be
actually.
flash on. I don't even know what the new flash is going to be when they add the WASD controls.
I hate that so much.
I don't care about it at all. I'm not going to use it, so it doesn't impact me
Well,
in the
it's
slightest.
just going to be too good. That's the problem.
It might make kiting really good. We'll have to see.
Yeah. I hope if they do it, just don't add it into Summoner's Rift. I think that that's a mistake.
Are we having
I don't
the
I don't love
legendary
making
game
massive mechanical
freeze?
changes. Yeah, that happens in after the delay.
Yep. The legendary game freeze to keep the 3-minute delay. Love it. And you see Temu Zeus up here. Apt name.
So good. I think I can't remember who it was. I guess it must have been Cue Ball. Was talking about that he's actually real life Zeus, not
real
like
Zeus.
he's better than Zeus.
Oh. I'll leave it at that. There's a few pros I'm willing to say I'm better than objectively. Like, I'm pretty confident I could beat some of these
Oh,
guys.
really?
Really bad ones. I generally say it to make fun of the pro players that I think are very bad. And I'm very bad, can confirm.
Who are those?
Oh, I've dunked on
Who
Fudge
thinks-
for a few
who
years
thinks-
now. I've dunked on Fudge for a few years.
Fudge?
I called him out live at Worlds, and
All I can
he,
think of
he
is
did
the,
lose.
Is the all I can think of is the Baus clip. No, this Targamas guy, he's boosted. I've never seen him not run it down in my game. I love that clip. This clip's so good.
Oh my god. It's boosted. Now I'm gonna have that stuck in my head. Did you miss
I
the
love it.
dang,
I love the way
brutal
that he,
rudeness on a standing still victor? But it's fine, you still win the trade because you have the ability to just fire. You have Seraphine passive as your passive?
Yeah, it is. Mel is one of the. I mean, she got nerfed pretty quickly, but
I don't think it's
one
enough.
of those recent 200 years champions, huh?
Why does she have an execute? Why? Ooh, are we gonna see it? Yes, another big
Yeah.
smash from Puffin. This is gonna be the peak of the gameplay because there's gonna be literally nothing else to talk about. It's gonna be Puffin sitting under turret, farming up the minions, and Zeus is just gonna kill the wave and walk away.
What a time. In gold, we get to call the top laner Zeus. That's wild.
I'm gonna start calling him Zeus.
I actually think that Zaya's having, I think, too easy of a time here. I know that,
Braum very
a
passive.
little bit hard for
Puffin-
Braum to push.
Oh, big smash. Okay. Puffin's going to lose
Just
every
two tanks.
trade. 2 tanks.
I guess I got kind of bruiser, huh? But just smacking each other all lane. I imagine that, yeah, I think you're right. It's going to be slower of a start. Viego pathing down towards the bot lane here, and Jinzhao is matching, but looks like it might just be the scuttle for the Viego.
Ooh, good buffer.
Good buffer.
Zay's actually fall here. Loses her Puffin fall. Loses the shield. Is just getting Gatling gun down. It is not the ultra powered, unlimited Gatling gun quite yet, but still quite enough damage to chip down a 0 armor. This is Scion. I was gonna say Zeus. Dang it. Now I'm getting mixed up.
Zay's taking a quick detour off of Humble Life to come play for Blue Water.
Yes.
You know,
A quick
humble
detour.
king over here. Just wants to quickly play some Urgot in our gold division. TPing back to very aggressively in front of
Charge.
Ion there.
Come on, charge
It's an
it.
aggressive
Yes.
TP.
And it's still buffered. Are you kidding me? I think Puffin's about to drop dead, as we say in the industry. No, the minions didn't have a Q stack on him, so it actually just retargeted to the minion. And now it's time to take a reset and teleport back. Welcome to top lane.
Yeah, Sion's so safe, right? Like, even if he dies there, he gets the full wave regardless in STP, so it doesn't even really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't see the
STP.
inting Scion.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm sad we didn't see it. Yeah, that's
No, not that kind of
I
inting
agree.
Scion. The one where you go to the enemy buff, die to it, and then take it. So no one gets
he
it.
should be proxying by this point.
You should be.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. All my teammates say it's so strong, and they keep doing it. I don't think they know what it means, but they just keep doing it anyways.
Level 6 in distance for these junglers, mid laners, top laners as well, and bot lane shortly behind there. Dragon has spawned, and you know, quite a while off of the
We
grub.
can't tell what
Actually,
it is. I mean,
It says Baron in the top right, yeah. So like the timer.
There's no Herald. Where's the Herald
spectators-
timer?
Yeah, no Herald, no Grubs either. Grubs is you know, 2.5
8
minutes
minutes, I-
away.
Is it 8 minutes? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is 8 minutes now.
Yeah, 8
It's,
minutes. Chemtech Dragon will be the
Oh,
first
he has
one.
he has 2 ruby crystals. He's done losing trades.
It's over.
He's done
Build
losing trades.
her. Plus,
Yep.
what is it? The 400 health you get for Ruby Crystal?
400,
300?
200 per. It might
Yeah,
be
nice.
150 per, or it's 150 or 200, one of the two. I don't build
Okay.
health crystals
Yeah.
very often, if you couldn't tell.
Plus 300 to 400 health. Win, you know?
Yeah, that's extra
This isn't
shielding.
the, true.
Extra shielding, more grasp. See, big brain.
Prioritization now pathing towards the dragon. For Impulse, potentially going to start this up. They do have prio, significant priors. You know, not tons in mid, but in bot. Xinjiang now starting up the dragon, clearing this vision first. Then I would imagine is going to start it up, but Mercs entering through the bot side, and Victor has a roam here. Spotted out on the vision. Alice is looking.
Okay, meant to do that. Good. Delays the headbutt, actually properly puts down the combo, and there's just no chance. Flashes into the stun as well from the trample and gets smitten, smited, one of the three.
A really good pathing there from El Sword. Finds the headbutt. It is a bit goofy to see the, you know, not the, you know, pulverized headbutt combo. But, yeah, chose to do it correctly. Had flash still up if you needed to chase. And Victor falls pretty easily. Mel getting that first blood as well onto, you know, a crucial member. Someone who, I mean, if you're Mercs, you don't want to have the first blood on. First Drake taken pretty easily. Mountain Drake will be our second one. So no Mountain Soul for this game, which would be a bit of an issue for the Scion, the Alistair, the Jinjiao. You know, they've already got a lot of frontline. Mountain Soul would be significant amount more. But Grub spawning soon. Zayu still winning out on this trade, building up quite a significant CS lead in our top and in bot now. More in top, but it's getting evened out a bit as Puffin clears out this wave. In the first blood, the Dragon goes over to Impulse, but the gold is still in favor of Mercs because of this CS lead in lane. That's such a good, like, I don't know, this champion is just so
It can't
goofy.
it can't reach, by the way. The laser very rarely reaches in response because it emanates from you instead of like further ahead. It's very weird. Looks really dumb. Oh wait, you can reflect laser. I forgot laser counts as a projectile. I'm just so used to it. Just always going through.
I think my favorite interaction or my favorite reflect is Briar's is really good, but Renata's is also because it's so goofy.
Oh wait, I forgot Briar's griefs you.
Yeah, Briar's griefs you. I remember I was playing with a friend and enemy was playing Renata Smolder, and they would try to combo and he would reflect both of them at the same time and it would just destroy the air. It's a very interesting champion. I mean, it's fun, and it did get nerfed. It's nowhere near as strong as it was. Grubs getting taken by Mercs here with very little contention at all. Pushing the game a little bit more in their favor, so despite losing that first blood, the CS lead is building up in basically every lane now. In fact, yeah, every role has a CS lead, depending, some big, some smaller. Losing first blood, losing the first Drake, but they get the grubs, which, I mean, you've got Urgot Tristana, right? That's pretty decent for pushing.
I just want to point out that Puffin tanked the entire chain gun, and he's still above 1,000 health. Rock doesn't dodge. Good actual placement there by Curry to avoid the reflect, or the rebuttal, I guess is what it's actually called. As no smite coming down, it definitely wouldn't have killed it. Curry going to pick up the solo bolo in mid, and maybe the chase down from Billy. Billy flashing the complete wrong direction. And it will be an escape for Curry here. No flash needed.
I mean, Bah walks in, takes a worse end of the trade there, falls down to Victor. I mean, getting first blood is great. Getting first blood on the Mel is even better. But then getting soloed after that, the CS is already building up in favor of Victor and is now, significantly ahead. Has that first item completed, Blackfire Torch done. And the Brom does so well at peeling there, even if Billy flushed the right way. Cue Ball was pathing up towards Victor. I mean, there was a lot of
Cancel reset.
BM.
Yes.
Nice.
Good man. Good man.
Nice.
That was actually a good one too. It wasn't the flash we saw last week that just completely ruined the game plan. Ooh. Fear Beyond Death goes out. I'm gonna check to make sure that's what it's actually called. I never remember Urgot ulti. I should remember Urgot ulti, but it's underwhelming. Cue Ball. That didn't root. That was only 2. I swore that was 3 feathers. We're not gonna connect,
Victor?
and good gravity field going down there. Oh, the moon. Flash response. I think it's not going to be enough. Sword is just gonna have to slowly go to his 2, but he has so much artificial resistance, but Cue Ball eventually going to be able to pick that one up, and there's no chance there's a response from Billy here. It's just going to have to be the 1 for nothing, and we're one. It's one way for, why can't I remember the teams? FFM. I should remember the names better, but I don't. But they're so close to the feats of warfare now. Feet of warfare. Sorry.
The feet.
Singular foot.
Does that mean, yeah, you have to get 2 out of the 3 feet? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
So there's like 3 feet that you need to collect, and if you get 2 feet,
You have 2 feet. You need
get
to
the
make
shoes. Is that right?
You do get the shoes. I don't think Riot actually put that much thought into it.
More
It's very,
accurate.
very funny to think of it that way. What
That's
about
true.
What about a champion like Cassio? She doesn't have any feet. Or Nami. She has hats.
Yeah,
So if there's
it's
a
kinda
Nami, is it
crazy
hat
that-
warfare?
Well, Cassiopeia can't get the boots, but Nami can, even though she doesn't have feet.
Well, she has
You
hats.
are
We know
so
this.
correct.
It's canonically worn on her
Correct.
head until they retconned it. Teleport out from, but that was that was just getting back to lane regardless. It was gonna happen either on minions or on the ward. The ward was way more threatening though, so covers the team.
There's a scare tactic there. Zeus
Well-
has TP, but if he does decide to TP for this Drake, Sion will guaranteed get that
turret's gone.
tower.
Yep.
Puffin doesn't have TP though, so Zeus most likely just going to have to sit here babysitting the lane, making sure that that tower doesn't go down. It has already sustained quite a bit of
Puffin
damage.
does have ulti actually, so if Puffin wants to rotate down, there's a
Can be there
method.
quickly.
It's
There
a little
is a
slower than
method, and
actually
it's
it's
a good
faster than
method.
teleport. It's probably faster. Let's be real. Teleport's been nerfed for good reason.
Watch Elsword in this bush, looking for an engage, but he's on the ward here, so
As a
aware
controller,
of what he's
just
gonna
won't
do.
place it.
also taking a lot
Gets
of
a
poke to
3-man
engage.
headbutt pulverize, but he's going to immediately get countered by the Glacial Fissure, and that's just a lockdown. That's good night for the Alistar. I don't think that's what the combo was supposed to be, Moon, but it still works out. It's 2 for the Xayah. The smite comes down. It's not going to be enough, and that means Moon going to pick up this triple kill. And Puffin better make the most of this alone time with the turret, because there is no W's coming out for the team. Oh, and they have a
Victor TPing
teleport
up.
from
Can he save
Curry.
it?
He does save it.
Nice, he can. I don't love
How
that
many
he
save?
TP'd and then Urgot's just running back up top. So, I mean,
This is
I
a bit
get
of
it.
a tempo nightmare.
Yeah, not the best, but yeah, I think. I mean, not only are you on vision, and you're absolutely right, it also does have a pink that he can just clear the vision for. Okay, nice cue.
Definitely put the W in and just the jump made it out of range. I know this very well. Just
He was trying to pretend that he had flash, but I don't know if that's gonna work in gold.
they
But
noticed.
yeah, sitting on vision, and got poked out way too low before going in. And this is another thing as well that I was talking to my friend Ozzy about when we were casting together. Where some of these comps require you to like approach from not like 5 people walking at 5 people, and I think that that's a situation for Alistair there, where if he's around the side trying to find a flank angle, pushing forward the victor into the team, or doing anything like that. I mean, maybe exhaust was down at the time, but you know, I imagine that he just died before exhaust was even able to be used there. And if you're full committing like that, there isn't really enough damage. Follow up. He's just tickling him, you know, he's just spraying him with the water pistol. I mean, it kind of does sound like that, you know. Just...
Well, that is the beach skin, if I'm not mistaken. So it's supposed to. Oh, got pranked. Got him. Destroyed. Blocked the Q.
Having a good time in this lane is Victor. I mean, he's going to be scaling to a degree, getting the stacks online.
What's the upgrade?
I mean,
actually?
I can't see that, unfortunately. I imagine it's probably 1 or 2. He's got 2 kills, right?
We know we have laser, because we've seen laser.
And it's hard to see the other ones, right?
Yeah, every other one, it changes the color of the siphon. Ooh, can you do it? Ooh, nice ult. He catches 3, and there's the run into 5, but it's really 3. Do they have the damage to finish it? They get the first onto the Viego, and they'll grab the second for the Scion and the Herald on top of it, and that's how you run it. If you don't have the Scion, you can't really run at them as 5, but if you do, you could do crazy stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, all the damage was layered on top, right? Xayah was there, so Mel in bot lane. Xayah layers a lot of the damage on top. I mean, Mel is great for control and, you know, does have a great amount of follow-up, but right now, at this point in the game, 1 item in, I don't know if she really does enough.
Ooh. Just
good dash. Good jump.
Got marked, so could have followed. Oh, Ventar's gone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I have Scion gameplay over here. Oh, he didn't get it.
No, he
I think he probably could have.
Oh, he definitely had the health for it. And flash.
He could have just... I mean, he just, like, Scion dying is fine.
If you
I don't
die,
think that got... Yeah, exactly. Just walk around the tower. You don't even need the minions, man.
Sword? Forced to flash.
Ooh.
Has
Feels bad as the
That's
alpha.
your... Why are you still going? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Someone
get away with
it.
Why? You didn't really buy that much time. Tristan is right here. You delayed the camp by 10 seconds. It doesn't matter. It's Viego, and it's also 17 minutes in. I feel like this is just a waste. Hard steal. You can't kick him, but here comes Billy in the top lane, and maybe this is what they were buying time for. He's autoing the minions, and he's finally going to get the knock-em onto Temu Zeus, but, he doesn't... How much gold are you sitting on, Billy?
Probably
There's
too
no-
much.
I'm gonna say, there's
too much.
no way with 94 CS, a kill and 2
Herald
assists that
in-
you don't have Sunder
Herald in
finish.
top lane. He's sending it for the one
Why are
health
you
tower.
doing this? This is such a win. No. No.
He's gonna die as well.
And you
He's
both
gonna die
die
here.
here. Or got his Triforce.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Oh, he doesn't have Fear Beyond Death, and he doesn't have Flash. He's actually gonna have to really commit to this, but just doesn't have move speed. Why? Several questions.
You like, all right, everybody. You pick Scion because of the passive. Like, I just want to let you know there. Excel
Yes.
forced to ult. But
that's
yeah,
a
like,
tough one.
why are you when your jungle is pathing up to take the 2v1? Why are you flashing out at like barely half HP? Take the death and kill him with your passive. If it's 1-for-1, it's still fine because you know you're giving your jungler a gank. Sorry, a kill most likely, and then you can get the tower without the herald, and then herald mid or open for this dragon right now. You've used a significant amount of tempo in top lane, right? No herald, Jinjiao, has finally base reset his got his items, but now there's no vision
Sundered and
around the dragon
afraid.
at all.
Sitting on full boots, a sundered and fade. You just why?
He lost flash because of the play too, and because of the tempo used in top lane, there's no vision around this dragon. It is going to be Ocean Soul. I mean, not the most valuable. Could have been,
The worst thing is Sion
or
didn't get
Hex.
any turret gold. You still
Yeah,
that's
that's the
literally
other
the
thing.
one thing Sion thrives on. Like the two
Joint
things
it from
Sion
him.
needs is minions and turrets. He doesn't care about kills because he's really not going to be involved in them until really late in the game. He's Sion. So you took 600 gold from him, and you got nothing for it.
Yeah, that hurts. Second dragon getting picked up by the Mercs. As like I said, Impulse using most of their tempo on the top side for a failed gank when they get a tower, but then, no
And
setup
Herald.
around the dragon.
You lost Herald on a 1 health turret.
Yeah, I think that yeah, I agree. It's a very questionable decision to make for sure. I think that yeah, definitely something to be careful of in the future. I guess don't make plays like that. It's another thing like remember LS having a bit of a crash out about teams overgrouping for like a tier 1 tower and then dying for it. And in this context that he was talking about, they lost more than what just lost then, but use the Herald, right, which can be used to get a much more valuable tower. There's an all-in
now
and
he's gonna use
top,
the death
actually.
pass. Wait, now he's gonna use the death passive on saves. He doesn't have a choice. And he doesn't get anything. He's gonna get a Heartsteel stack. They're not gonna pick up a Braum kill. Doesn't want to auto the moon there. I mean, he was so slow, he probably wouldn't have even made it, but just try, I mean. And they lose tier 1. I mean, they cover mid?
Yeah, I think the ult was used really late by Puffin as well. He got pulled in by the ult, yeah? Or was he unstoppable in that? Is that not possible? I thought I heard the ult go off and then he
Fear Beyond
got
Death?
executed. Yeah.
He did get executed by it. You
But it
can
was
buffer the
Puffin in
initial
ult?
No, Puffin used ulti before that even.
Just didn't feel like I don't know. I'm surprised that he wasn't able to get more off of the death. I mean, I think that maybe he just gets the wave then instead of trying to go for the kill. But
This is a
Sion
flank
dying
they
is not a bad thing.
just have to go for cue ball. They don't really have a choice. It's not like there's any other easy target here. Did you just headbutt him away? Did you just headbutt him to safety? I mean, they're going to be able to get a lot here, but Acel's already out of the fight. He's leaving. His team's still fighting, and he's just walking away. And now here comes the teleport from Puffin, and here comes the teleport from Curry Muncher, and this is just going to be a wipe. A bit of left hand doesn't know what the right hand wants to do, and it's going to cost Impulse dearly.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the Jin Zhao ult from Billy was used for kind of no reason. I'm fairly sure it was either the headbutt away or it was the Jin Zhao ult that pushed the Braum away there. He might have not been marked.
Why is Buzz dead? Bub, what are you doing? I mean, he's safe, but you should not.
He's supposed to take a bit more damage. He wants to find
There's
a solo
no way you
kill,
got
actually.
away with that. That is an absurd solo kill to get with 4 people there.
Atacon.
Okay, now
Getting
steal the
taken
Atacon.
by the Mercs is a big win. Sion, Puffin ulting down. Not
Oh,
going to be
hit
able
the
to
wall.
steal it. Ooh, close.
And
Might have been
Soul Petal, or
nearly
Spirit
out of range
Petals.
there too.
That's a disaster fight, if I've ever seen it. The top play was a mild disaster. This is like Chernobyl, like a step down from Chernobyl.
Good reference.
You force the fight, which is good actually, because if you get cue ball, you can try and fight 4v4 if you want Bud to stay bot side and just put some pressure down there, maybe draw some aggro. But I mean, one, you kind of save the Braum and actually push him further into his team, which makes it really hard to engage. And then Acel's just walking away that whole time. Acel just thinks Billy and Sword are just dead and just leaves the fight at full
Another
tempo.
pause.
Another pause, but Acel's at fully stacked lethal tempo. That should have been at least 2 for something. Like, you should have at least gotten 2 or 3
Yeah.
kills there. You have so much. You have Xin going forwards already. Alistar on top of it, and he's an ulti, so he's pretty tanky for a little bit longer. And then you're bringing in Puffin. That's a 3,000 to 4,000 health bar you're bringing into a team fight, as opposed to an AP like squishy mage. And you have Xayah sitting on 2 items. You should be able to get something. Maybe you don't win the fight outright because it is just kind of a middle of nowhere 4v4 that happened to lead to Adakon, but there's no tank on the enemy team, and you're not going to try and take that fight that you started, may I say.
Have you seen the Chernobyl miniseries? Since you brought it up
No.
before.
No,
Really? Okay.
I
well,
brought it up because I was like,
recommend watching
it's a
it.
disaster.
But there's a
What's it-
there's a meme in there's a meme that came out of that where it's not great, not terrible. I feel like that applies to a lot of the situations from this game so far.
No,
Yeah.
that was kind of terrible, actually.
A little bit. That one was pretty bad. But yeah, I agree. That fight was really disconnected. It was also kind of really random. I mean, finding a Braum caught out, is he gonna die for free? I mean, even if you do all your, stuff properly, layer the CC correctly, landing on the same target, ulting in the correct order, or not layering them too aggressively so that you waste them all when you didn't need to. You're still, Braum is still going to buy a significant amount of time for the TP from the Urgot to come through. Viego was already making a rotation over towards that fight. Viego's had a really good game so far. He had that triple kill off of the resets. Is this this is the spectate freeze, right?
Yeah,
this isn't
just
me.
pause freeze.
It's a
This is the
really long
pause
freeze. There we go.
Yep,
Nice, nice.
pause
Okay.
freeze,
I was
my
just
favorite.
a little bit worried there.
No, it's
40
okay, we're
seconds
all
on this
fine.
Drake. Soul point available for Mercs if they choose to take it. They are
What
setting
Drake
up a
is
little
it?
bit of vision.
Oh, it is Ocean. Okay, it's Ocean for real this time. Got it.
We can actually see it now. It did fix. But, so that's good. I'm glad. 1 minute on the Baron as well. So you're in a situation where if this next fight goes the same way that they've all been going in favor of Mercs, Baron is something that they can go towards. That Soul Point, Baron, Adakon. You're in a position for Impulse where things are looking quite dire. Vision is significantly in favor of the Mercs, but getting cleared out a little bit now by Impulse as they win over this mid prio. Dragon has just now spawned, and everyone is grouped up in this mid
Why is
lane, in
Puffin
this
already
bush.
here? Puffin
Lord,
has
can
so
you
much
find a good
time.
engage?
I mean, if they find a good engage with him, that's fine. But I'm thinking Puffin has enough time to get that wave and ulti down. And get much more of a flank to open up for the rest of the team. But if they want to go front to back, if they just want to run into the Urgot and the Braum
5v5,
and try and
baby.
kill them, good old-fashioned 5v5s. Let's see what we can get.
Line
Because,
5v5.
all right, can you get onto the actually meaningful members to be determined? They're getting
No
kind of
flash
pushed.
for the Alistar makes it a lot harder, I think, as well. Hex flash, sure, but being able to Q flash in there
He's not
for
flanking,
El
so it
Sword
doesn't
would
matter.
be
He has
really
Hex
strong.
Flash.
Yeah,
not-
no
he's not-
flank at all.
not
From
going
either
around the
team,
Raptor
as
wall for-
Dragon's getting... We're going to coin flip this.
50-50, Burger flipping. There's no smite spells in it, like, what do you call it? Smite-esque abilities that you can layer. Oh, the smite's early, and that's a huge feather storm with the feather recall. The smite from the Mel comes down. That's a big two-man fear beyond death, though. Is it enough? Sword going ham, and now Billy into the back lines. Puffin's big, angry, and that's a big fight for Impulse. 4 for 1, and it's the Scion. Perfect execution in the end.
I mean, just the situation that I was talking about for Mercs is now in favor of Impulse. You get the Dragon there, and you're not on Soul Point, but now you have the Baron as well.
Wishful Baron.
On 4 members, it might be, but I mean, TP available in 15 seconds for Zeus. Tristana is basing now. I imagine this Baron is going to go for Impulse.
This is so slow, though. Like, I'm
It
thinking
is really
they're
slow.
gonna die to Baron. Like, Buzz is going to die here for no reason.
It's taking a long time, and hopefully they can play it correctly here at the end.
This is cool.
Close. They got it, but it was
Oh
close.
my god.
I think this is another situation where, I mean, I think it was in Blue Water that I was talking about this, where you don't have to if you are Mercs here, you don't have to force that objective. Start Baron on your own, right? You do significantly more damage to Baron than the enemy team does. You have Urgot, Viego, Tristana, right? Pull the Baron. Look for a mid tier 2 there instead. Give the Dragon and get something instead, because now you're looking at the Dragon state. It's not really winning for either team. I mean, maybe you wanted the Soul, sure, but it's Ocean Soul, right? I don't think that it's something that is super necessary, you know, a fight that you had to go towards. I think now, because you coin flipped the fight, it looks terrible, right? You're in an awful, awful game state. Not only did you, I mean, even if the Moon was able to secure that dragon with the steal, this fight still looks awful, right? Every single member of Mercs died. They're completely in a straight line against Mel, against Sion, against Zaya. No pen either for either of these teams so far. I mean, the Leandries for Victor helps, sure, but no pen for the Tristana, and not building into it at all means that this Sion is going to still remain an issue. No, pen for the Viego either.
Wrap around here, and just flash for flash. Not even flash for flash. That's Wind becomes lightning for flash. Or something. As Braum, nice engagement, but it's only going to connect onto the Alistar as Zaya goes into the Feather Storm here. Can they just keep this going? Exhausted Viego is still more than enough to... Holy cow, and you see what I mean by this. that was... I think that was 55% reduced. He's only level 10.
Holy cow, that was a good one.
That wasn't even intentional. He was just so tanky. I can't say anything worse or else I get in trouble. So, work with what we got. Just take the turret.
I mean,
oh, you can't. Never mind. That's Sunfire. That's Sunfire. Okay, never mind. You can't just stand under turret. You will die.
That is so much armor for the Scion. How does this guy die?
To the turret. The answer is to the turret.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I mean, like, Victor first. Victor needs to do significantly more in these fights for Sion to be feeling anything. But then beyond that, I mean, yeah, a Black Cleaver for Urgot, sure, that helps, I guess.
It's not.
But he's just
not
so tanky. He's so tanky compared to the rest of compared to Mercs, and compared to the amount of pen that's being built. You have maybe Ken heard me on stream because he started building the dagger and then went, damn, that was a really stupid decision, and instead bought the Last Whisper, which doesn't have a dagger in it.
Neither of those items have a dagger in it, yes.
Yeah, maybe that'll do enough against Sion once you get the Dom, but I still think you need more pen. I mean, it could be LDR for Viego too with that Noon Quiver, but could also be, maybe a Shield Bow. Is that what you really want, though? I mean, it's a really hard situation to be in this Sion. When they're committing towards him, they get his flash out, but
I don't think you
what
need
are you
a flash
losing in
there.
mid lane?
I mean, if you buy time... Oh, that's a lot of positioning, actually. But draws 4 for Sion? That's kind of crazy. That is really insane, actually, and he's barely even chunked. Honestly, I don't think he even needed to flash. He could have just waited and ulted eventually and saved the CD.
You could just ulted the ult. You're unstoppable in Sion ult, right?
The question is how good are you at driving, though? Because the one thing that stops people from becoming true Sion mains is they don't know how to drive the champion at all.
I mean, don't let Billy drive him. He'll
don't.
drive the
Well, no,
Herald
he just
on
chose the wrong
field.
car.
No.
He chose the wrong time to drive. He can
Wrong
drive.
highway.
He hit the turret. He didn't miss.
True,
This
that's
is a
not wrong.
big overextension, forcing out the flash, and he's still gonna get caught here. Maybe Moon can do something in response, but that's so much damage coming out from this Mel now with the Shadow Flame. Dodges away, doesn't cancel the ulti, so just stuns himself. Going to pick up kill number 5 here. Trist able to jump to safety, and there goes Puffin, but is it even gonna matter? Because now he's in the zombie form, and he's big in rage. He's killed a Scion, and there's 2 Scion passives on the Rift going at the same damn time. But one's doing way more, and it's 3, 4. When? Oh yeah, that's right. The Moon just counts as an extra soul, so I counted 4 deaths, and I was very confused for a second. 4 for 1 though, in favor of Impulse once again.
Puffin, I mean, despite the kind of goofy ult, like it looked a bit goofy, he played it really well. Like, he's unkillable, completely untouchable. Okay, he died, yeah, but it's Sion. He has passive. I think that, I don't know, Puffin seems a little bit afraid to die. I think he found a kill or maybe even two after the
Yeah,
after he
after
died.
Zombie
I feel
Farm.
like, yeah, you hit your CC, you be a wall there to let the Zyre and the Mel do full kit damage, and then you need to die to get into basically the biggest damage output that you can have. Eventually, he does die. He finds that. It's a bit unfortunate that when he does die, Moon gets access to his passive as well, which is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but at the end of the day, another really good fight for Impulse. Sole point for them now, Baron. 15 seconds away, positioning around that. Puffin down the bot lane does have TP available and will get matched by Zeus, who has TP himself as well. And the fights, Kimchi, have continued to look strong for Impulse.
I'm shocked because they were not going strong for Impulse at first. Maybe they found the Alistar does have the Unbreakable Will, flashes away, is still going to get stunned. I don't know why you flash before the stun goes off. Goes back in, but there's no follow-up. It's only a cell here, and that is a turnaround you didn't need to take. You get out of there. Sword had more than enough move speed to just walk away and pulverize anyone who wanted to try and jump on him, and now they're going to potentially lose Baron here.
It's on Vision, and they know it's happening. Puffin and Zeus still both have TP. Zeus TPing over first. Is Puffin not going to come over? He just wants the wave. Baron is going to be gone here. This is a really interesting give.
What? You don't get anything for this.
I mean, El Sword caught in a really, really crucial moment. A kind of strange overgrouping from Mercs, but El Sword is caught by it, and his team is in no position at all to try to help him out of the position that he's in. I mean, he bought a lot of time for some ults as well. I think that, you know, if Impulse are playing together, that was a fight that they absolutely could have taken. But now Mercs back in the driver's seat, are down, still, you know, not a insignificant amount of gold. It is, you know, still mattering at this point in the game, but quite a while away from Sol. And they really need to get these towers. Help that gold lead continue.
Nice ult to push Braum into the team, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Maybe Sion just heart stealing right now, gets Buster Shotted out to kind of safety, but away from the team. And here comes the choo-choo train, finds one. Still buffered by the Tristana, but it's not going to be enough. Bub with a double kill already. Triple kill. Think one of these is eventually going to go over to someone not named Bub, but maybe we see the Penta Viego able to flash away, and that's going to be the Viego picking up one more. It's a Quandra kill for Ba. And that is probably the game with those death timers up in the 30s right now. And they have a Scion. That turret is...
yeah, that's gone.
For this world.
Oh, surely you say if you demolish proc there, but I mean, Baron is a macro, right? It's a macro objective. You need to be using the objective and the buff on the waves, not 5-man down mid, because that's not how it works. You've been losing team fights all game, 5-man against 5-man, not realizing, I guess, that just because you've got, you know, one objective and won one team fight, because the enemy didn't even team fight at all, right? You picked the Alistar off, you got the Baron for basically free, and then instead, you know, you get the Baron now. Instead of trying to split the map, get as much tower pressure as, pardon me, as they can, instead, it's a 5-man down mid into the waiting arms of Impulse. And again, the team fight looks exactly how it's looked all game. Well, not in the beginning of the game, was very favored by Merc, but the 5v5 significantly in favor of Impulse, and they'll take game one.
I am confused.
Very, very easily after, you know, that first big team fight broke out around the Dragons. I think that Mercs needed to play a lot slower there. I mean, they had a really big win with the Baron. They had a lot of time. Tristana, you have Tristana Urgot for pushing towers. But instead, they kind of fall into the 5v5.
Neither of the teams played for pushing towers. Sion, Trist, Urgot, and there were only tier 1s taken. Not a single tier 2 was taken by one of those individually on their own. When That's kind of all Sion does, is split push until his team needs him to ult into someone and blow them up.
Maybe a shield.
Just be a
Be a shield that's gonna
5,000. Yeah,
take
just be a
Tristana bomb.
5,000 health. Just stand there and eat some damage while our entire team just gets to free fire. We just never saw split pushes come through, and I guess it didn't really matter because the win con for the Sion was to just hit big ultis, but a 5 KDA on Sion looks good, but it's also like, what are you doing? You've mentioned it, like how many you've mentioned it time and time again, but it's just like, why are you playing for KDA on Sion? It's like
Yeah.
the last champion you want to play for The only time you want to survive fights is when you're too damn strong and tanky to die. Like when you have 7 or 8,000 health 30 minutes into the game and you are no longer killable through normal doable means. Not when you're at 5,000 and it's just because you're leaving fights halfway through because you're scared of dying.
We were not too far off of our game 2 here. I don't think Stream can see it. Oh, they can see it. Stream can see it. How good's the bug for the summoner spells right now? Both Sion and Mel have double exhaust. That's what they want, right? I mean,
oh, they can't see it on stream. It's just barely. Is it just barely? No, it is on. Okay. Double exalt legend. Insane.
beautiful.
What an epic. What an epic bug. Also, Sword, don't take Hex Flash if you're not going to use it. I don't think you Hex Flashed a single time that entire game.
Yeah.
Just because the game, this is kind of a trap to all players who don't exactly build their own rune sets or at least understand why they run rune sets. Don't just take it because someone tells you to. Alistar and various other engaged supports take Hex Flash
told me to, man.
for mobility, but if you're not going to use that mobility, you're much better off just taking anything else because besides the summoner spell haste that you get from the inspiration tree, you're just much better off taking a different secondary tree entirely if you're not going to utilize Hex Flash to the fullest of its potential. And it's just like, that's just something a lot of players, I think, need to learn is that you don't just take because the game tells you or because some rune site told you to. You gotta you need to understand why it's being utilized.
Otherwise, there's no value from it, right?
Yeah, and if you don't Hex Flash like any time it actually matters, besides spamming it in base because it's funny, what's the point of taking it? It's just a wasted tree.
I think another thing that's I don't know. Yeah, maybe this is just more of a the highest elo that you go. This is the value that those players will find. But I find a lot of the time support players will go towards the support starter upgrade that makes you like tanky. I don't know what it's called, but both this game have the sled one. Yeah, Celestial Opposition. That's right. They have the sled one this game, right? Which I think it gives you or like teammates a bit of tanking. A bit of healing.
It gives healing and move speed when first time immobilize.
But I
when
just
you
think
hit an immobilization
there's just
spell.
no reason to go that if you're not like. I just think that Celestial Opposition is just the support starter if you're not like an enchanter or like a Lux maybe. And
Well,
even then,
you're utilizing it well. Definitely can make a case for it to go over. Again, it was nerfed. Celestial Opposition hasn't really been nerfed. Sled got nerfed almost instantly because pros immediately knew how to just break it and use it to get infinite healing in lane.
Yeah. That became a problem.
Again, if you're not constantly trading, that's because at the pro level, the supports are pretty much constantly fishing for trades to get an advantage in lane, or the support goes for a roam. Obviously, the very well-known support leaves lane situation, and they go and try and create some tempo, and that also creates some healing. So, but again, if you're not going to roam, if you're going to sit in lane and not trade, there's pretty much no reason not to take Celestial. Sorry, I stole your thunder, but I just like, it was such a broken thing.
I would love to. I just want to quickly let our production know you might have missed the call, but the mid laner on our team 2 there has to change his name. If they start the game without changing the name, they FF the set. So if they start, that is an FF. Just want to let production know that might have missed the call. Might have missed the thing there.
Wait, hold
But
on.
yeah, that's been the.
Oh,
that's been
that.
the,
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Sorry.
Bully's call, so I'm just relaying it. I believe he has told them.
I'm seeing.
But
Yeah, I
yes,
see.
we can get
Please
back
be.
into the
Please,
discussions here.
please be nice to each other with your league names. That's all we
Yeah.
ask.
Don't be a
Anyways,
degenerate.
don't be a
You can be
degen.
edgy and funny, but don't be a degenerate.
Be edgy and
Bit of a
funny by using
weirdo.
champion names to tell bad jokes.
Yeah. Yep.
And on that tough note, we will be sending it to a quick little break before we go into game number 2, hopefully with some adjusted and PC names. We'll see you then.
Ooh, automatic illusion of control, so enigmatic, buying everything so. Who's to blame? I don't know. Are we both stuck in the same hole? No escape, nowhere to go. From here and it goes on and on, and we sing along. On and on, and we sing along. Guess I'm moving on. The circus never stops. Ooh, entertainers. We are sick, medicators. Oh, I feel like I'm biased, and I feel all the broken smiles inside of me. Fill this dream with tales of screens, and I am lost in reality. Oh, vultures fly around, picking us one by one. Who's to blame? Maybe me. Am I stuck in a world that I feed? No escape, nowhere to go. From here, then it goes on and on, and we sing along. On and on, and we sing along. Guess I'm moving on. The circus never stops. Who's to blame? Maybe me. Am I stuck in a world that I feed? No escape, nowhere to go. From here, then it goes on and on, and we sing along. On and on, and we sing along. Guess I'm moving on. The circus never stops. On and on, and we sing along. On and sweet like poison. You know you make me reckless. I'll run, but you are friction. Your touch feels like heaven. You make me hate all my sins. You are my religion. My religion. I have a million reasons to leave you, but I have a billion reasons to keep you. I have a million reasons to leave you, but I have a billion reasons to keep you.
clouds move closer, but with a deepest red. Oh, beneath them we look on. When they part comes the hatred did rain. Lost in the dark, we've come so far. Another step to rid the pain. Go and be counted till your last day, 'cause only nightmares break their face. So stand upon these fallen lands and follow in our Father's plans. Yeah, until the end we will remain, and we'll hold on until our last breath. So what is to be left for us? My people look on and say, certain fate. And we'll make our final stand. Lost in the dark, we've come so far. Another step to rid the pain. Go and be counted till your last day. 'Cause only nightmares break their flames. So stand upon these fallen lands and follow in our Father's plans. Yeah, until the end we will remain, and we'll hold on until the last breath.
got it. Come
All
on, they said
right.
Autotop host, bring us in.
Yeah,
Got
me. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Blue Water. This is our week 7, game 2. Impulse versus Fools 5 Mercs. Kimchi, we're gonna have to elaborate on what's
We got
happened.
a lot of
you know,
explaining to do.
Yeah, I've got some explaining to do. Sorry about that break. One of the members of Fools 5 Mercs was found to have a name that breaks TOS in the middle of the game. We played through the game, but the player was presented with, forfeit or change your name. Couldn't change their name, so they instead found a sub. They are using an official sub, so won't have to use lose any bans. But I believe that the support of Mercs BOL has now moved into mid lane, and it will be
We got
Crockpot, right?
Crockpot, baby.
Moving into the support position. So yeah, some drama happening over here in goal.
I said it was gonna be a short break for game 2, and I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I lied. I absolutely lied. That was like a 20-minute break. There was a long discussion. There were a lot of good jokes told in that time. You guys should have seen them. They were kind of funny. Should have been in the lobby. It was really good.
I mean, you just had to be there, right? You had to
Yeah,
be
you just
there.
had to be
It
in
was
lobby.
cool
Just-
for then, and unfortunately, it's not cool anymore. You guys weren't there, so sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to tell you.
So to solve this, you guys should instate a 20-minute pause, like get into the league, become a player, and instate a 20-minute pause for any particular reason, and we will just start telling jokes because we got nothing else to do while we wait for the player to resolve the issue. Do that.
Yeah, agreed. I
Foolproof
reckon we
plan.
just we scrap this game, and I reckon we just deal with it. Like, what's a good way to like rock paper scissors competition? Maybe
We
like
play a
chess
game of Dota instead.
A
Played
Dota
Dota.
game.
We played Dota 2, so we can extend the length of the series. I think it's a good idea. See any? Oh, Estelle just couldn't find Estelle, being very smart, couldn't find the link to the draft lol, so that's why draft hasn't started. Good job, Puffin. Sorry, legendary joke from Puffin. You really had to be there to see it. I'm telling you, just got to be there. Should be into draft as that is the gen taken away instantly. I'm expecting nothing different here. Here comes the Mundo. Oh my god, I'm so good at this.
Yep. Same drafts backwards. It's almost a Jarvan ban actually.
Wait, hold on,
and,
that's different.
It is going to be a little bit different. So
Anvar's is still here. Microscopically different.
Varus getting banned away as well, and the Lysandra also
Jinx is free this time.
to match with that.
Jinx was ban number 1 last game, or well, in the first
Yeah,
rotation,
this is
so it's free.
this is something that these teams were talking about on the Otter Talk, to not, they were going to let through the Jinx because they weren't concerned about how. But Jinx is first picked here, so obviously feeling pretty confident is his Impulse.
Isa in response. I'm intrigued. Has the killer instinct, can jump in on any notice. Probably gonna lock in jungle, because I'm just going to assume it's a safe time to lock in your jungler. Pulse 5, you wanna... They will lock in their jungler, see? Draft strategy is so easy. You can become a coach today by being really smart and playing way too much League of Legends.
I mean, a lot of League of Legends is a good thing, huh? Kai'Sa Wukong getting picked over now, like you mentioned. Wukong pretty good into Kai'Sa. Oh, sorry, into Jinx.
With
I imagine
Kai'Sa?
we're going to see... I don't know. Imagine we're going to see supports locked in here.
That's not support.
It's hopefully not. But yeah, I would imagine... I mean, Alice is, banned now. You can't play it. With the Kai'Sa, maybe a Nautilus for both teams looks good here.
Nautilus always looks good. It's Nautilus. I'm a big enthusiast of Nautilus, ignore the fact that I play a lot of him, so I'm a little biased. But that's gonna be Oriana. I guess we're gonna have some BDS with the Amumu potentially. Is that the angle they're going for? In which case, I feel like they could have went for Nocturne.
Hmm.
It was on the table, and it's not awful. It's not bad into the Wukong. He can't Cyclone you consistently. But Galio in response. Pretty standard AP tank response. We'll see how good it actually is, because saw some pretty drastic Galio last week.
I mean, it's a good setup, right, for the Kaiser. I'm actually not super in love with the draft from Impulse right now. I mean, I think they had a great draft last game, and I mean, maybe I would like the draft in a different order, but I don't know. I think that I mean, both these teams really, I feel like you kind of needed support here. Nautilus getting banned away. You know, you're in a position now where I feel like you could have taken that. You know, maybe Oriana is something that you're super comfortable on, and you wanted to go that first, pair it with the Amumu. I mean, it makes sense.
The Fools
But,
did ban, what do you call it? Ori or
They
in
did,
rotation
yeah, they
too,
did.
so they were probably worried about losing it, but not picking it there does guarantee that you lose Nautilus no matter what, because you just can't give that over into a Galio Wukong Kaisa comp. That is kind of just unbeatable from a logistic standpoint. Like, how do you strategize around that? And not a big fan of the Leona. I'm not. I should phrase it better.
Leona, I mean, it's decent against the with the Kai'Sa. Braum obviously can't be played anymore, which is one of the best things against the Leona. Rakan now getting picked by Impulse, which puts a large amount of engage on their side. It also pairs up quite nicely with the Oriana if you want to use the Rakan as a ball delivery service. I mean, matchup into Leona, I mean, it's decent, I guess. I don't know if either support is necessarily winning like really, really hard.
I mean, I think that the supports are kind of just going to be a mostly a non-factor here, unless Rakan lands a miracle engage with the just blind grand entrance, or if Leona just gets a miracle Zenith Blade. This is just kind of going to be the ADCs hitting each other over the head with auto attacks, and that is a blind Mordekaiser pick in the top lane here.
It is indeed. Which is it's a bit wild considering that there is a Galio on the other side, so you're over investing into that magical damage that's going to be coming out. What is the last pick going to be from the Mercs here into this Mordekaiser? I mean, something that wins out
Grundle.
the 1v1. Maybe Renekton might look good here, pair with the Kai'Sa, but then, is that too much AD? It's going to be the Ambessa, so very similar look to the Renekton, but not exactly.
And Bessa, I've never seen a Mordekaiser and Bessa matchup. I have no idea.
I'll have to see how it goes, huh?
This comp wants to go forwards, but I don't know how. I mean, it's just going to be send everything every time, which is kind of what the Fools want. At least that's what they were playing like last game with a comp that did not need to do that. So maybe they're just going to draft full into it this time?
Yeah. It's hard. I am worried for Fools 5 Mercs here. I think that their comp is great, but I'm worried that they won't have enough damage. I mean, Kai'Sa has tons and they have a lot of frontline, but if Kai'Sa goes in, she kind of dies very, very quickly. And I'm worried that that's going to result in Mercs ending up having not a lot of damage. But I mean, we'll have to see how it goes. I think their comp is still great. Maybe Ambessa is enough damage with the Kai'Sa, and the front line for Mercs can provide enough space to give the Kai'Sa room to hit. But I mean, we'll have to see, huh? I think that it's all good to talk about drafts, but when Mercs played the team fights like they did towards the end of that game, it's really hard to look past that.
They're pretty. Fools 5 are pretty bulky, at least. So that's something. But seems like we're gonna have an extended break here, as it is a quick bathroom break for the teams. So we're gonna launch it to an extended break because we still would have to sit through the draft and stream delay. So it's gonna be a little bit longer than 3 minutes this time. But we'll see you guys for game number 2.
go. When you had the answer, when you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Give it up, give it away. While you were barely aware, you learned that day. Cut off so much, hardly remain. While you knew that there was still a way. This is your only plan. Oh, now this is your only. Now this is your only plan. Oh, now this is yours. And you're right. You force it to yield. You forge it to the lines. You let your callous be your shield, and everyone will say that it all was finished years ago, but you will stay, and you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer, and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again, you found the answer, and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more.
You never stop calling me crazy, but you the one that's fucking crazy. And it's time for me to run. Yeah, it's time for me to go. I will stick around for you.
After a really long pause, we are back for game number 2. Bathroom breaks take time. Who could have guessed? For those of who can't remember, because it's been a little bit, it is on your screen, but it is 1-0 for CB Impulse. Yeah, it is. They were on the red side before, which means they won game
Yep.
1.
Yeah, a bit of a sub interchange here, some lane swapping, or some role swapping.
Hope
Cubal
there's
in
no lane
support
swaps. You get in
previously.
trouble.
Yeah,
You get
true.
in trouble for lane swapping now.
You're gonna get punished significantly by the game. But yeah, Cubal in support before, now in mid, playing the Galio, so still can look for the engaged style of play. Has a wonderful matchup into the top side of Impulse this game. Fight into the Oriana. Once, obviously you get past that fairly early hard part. The first few minutes, first few levels, but then Mordekaiser and Mumu. I mean, this is the easiest Merc Treads game I've ever seen in my life for Galio, for Mbessa, and for Leona, to be honest, and Wukong. Very easy to stack some MR here. You realistically don't need that much armor if you're going to go towards any for the Galio. You may as well, not even go towards that. There's enough lockdown that maybe you just want to try to one-shot the Jinx instead. Jinx does have the cleanse, so a different look there. L Sword going back towards the exhaust. Don't really love it this game. I think I like it less than I did last game, but a Puffin with Ghost. So looking to chase out potentially. I imagine his target is going to either be the Kai'Sa or just taking out part of the engage for when the team fight starts.
I love that more and more top laners have just gone, I don't need flash, we're going to take Ghost, run at the enemy, and hopefully kill them. It is the right thing, because when are you really using flash offensively as a top laner?
Flash,
Like,
Death Realm, that's how it's done.
That is a legendary
need to
comp.
see.
Flash Q, Q flash buffer is nice, but that's about it. As there's the Airborne and that's not what you want to do, Sword. You do not win those trades, which is why, again, this is probably not going to be a very high action bot lane for most of this laning phase.
I mean, Wukong as well, but mostly Amumu. Like, these are junglers that need time. Wukong is visiting up to the top lane right now to potentially look for
This is a
Puffin
kill.
right now.
This is a kill.
Oh, the Ghost?
As long as you actually go in as, oh, there's 2 fights happening. Nope. Kind of a late engage there. Probably should have.
No, Ghost got
just-
value.
I mean, Ghost got value. Yeah, I'm impressed Ghost got value out of that, considering Moon should have just trickstered forward, like, way earlier. You saw how
Yeah.
far he was pushed. You got to just commit to that, because it's like, you don't lose it. If you lose your flashes Wukong, who cares? Oof, good
Oh
use
my
of the grasp
God.
there.
Good tech there.
I know so few Mordekaiser players who think like that. Like, they think that they can throw it backwards. That's an incredible Phantom Hook right there, but it's actually not good as all on the regank, or not regank, but on another journey. Oh, the Ono just not in time. Travel time steals the first blood away. Cue ball moving from support to mid, finally gets to do some crazy action and is going to pick up the 2v1 kill. It is still a trade, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Q-Ball getting that first blood for... So if Balrog had, he'd get the 2v1 there.
Ooh. Extended hook there. Double stun. And Flash just forced out instantly.
Yeah, it's good, right? We have some
That's
action
gonna matter
across
more than the Ghost.
map right now. Yeah, a bit of a slow start in the bot lane, sure, but I mean, early ganking top forces the Ghost out of puff in. View over in mid here. Didn't force the Flash out of Balrog or Q-Ball. But a 1-for-1, I mean, Galio got the first blood, Orianna traded back, and then up in top, ganks, no summon is used on Impulse aside, but forced the flash out of the Embessa, which is going to make Mordekaiser's life a lot easier. Ghost great later on when you can chase down a target, but when you need flash to, dodge the public execution or something like the Wukong engage, flash is going to be more valuable in the early part of the lane. So Embessa not having flash means that she can't gap close as easily, has to use ult, but doesn't have that yet available. Orianna looking to try to get a solo here.
Oh, the auto attacks, clockwork, passive coming in clutch there. The increasing damage on auto attacks. It's minuscule, but it's enough to get Q-Ball taken down, and Bug gonna pick up a second kill onto the enemy mid.
I mean, that's rough, right? You pick the Galio into the into the Orianna. It's got a decent matchup right later on, Galio wants to be against mages. He wants to be against like a largely magic damage focused team.
Whoa! Oh,
Moon
Phantom
looking
Hook.
down bot.
They get the use out of here. Moon coming in. Leona already so low. Croc forced to just disengage. They do
Really?
get the flash out of the Jinx, which is absolutely crucial for reganking this lane.
Mumu walking is so good. It's so goofy. It's so perfect.
What do you mean? He
I
has,
love
like,
it. It's so unserious.
10 frames of animation. He was made in 2009. He may
Yeah,
be a dead child or immortal. It's fine.
Galio is rotated from mid right now. Wukong in this bush. Impulse have
Very
to be careful
aggressive
here.
Positioning. The hook connects. The taunt going to find two here. Can they get over the wall? This is a level 4 Wukong, which is not very useful. Double flashes forced in opposite directions. That just looked cool. And now the chase down from Ba coming in. It's fighting the top lane. Meanwhile, all going down. No Death Realm popped quite yet. Oh, and no Shockwave available, it seems. Used it earlier to try and catch the Wukong. Will pick up all 3 kills for themselves. Ba is the feat of warfare.
Boss playing really well in this Orianna.
What?
Despite finding first blood here, walking up very aggressively, but a movement
What is
here.
Galio gonna do to you? Like, yeah, true. Do they have the rehook? They do. 4
Wow.
kills for Bung. Q-Ball is in a world of hurt right now.
I mean, it's a counter matchup until you're 4-1. Like, it's just kind of simple to say, but it is the truth. Orianna leading for all the kills for Impulse right now. And Billy is playing really well around this Orianna. And they haven't even, had time to land their synergy right, yet. The ball delivery service with Orianna or Rakan. Sorry, with the Mumu or Rakan. Orianna just straight up winning in terms of these trades in mid. Found the kill onto the Moon. Rakan looking for a really good roam right now, potentially up to the
Ooh.
top lane. Help
We're gonna
Puff
see the
now.
public
He's fallen quite
execution.
low.
Mord just trying to dance around. Doesn't land the pull, but that's honestly for your own good there, Puffin. Barely gets away and goes down. Tempo gained.
Yeah, true. Tempo gained. Big use from Zeus there. I'm surprised that he didn't use the public execution. Maybe it wasn't quite up when it happened, but I think that you want to go towards looking for that regardless. When you miss, nothing happens. You hit, that's a kill, and you're safe. There's no way you die to tower there in, the one shot. maybe he was worried for the Death Realm. Maybe there's a possibility in where you go too far, you get Death Realmed in, and I think that's not possible. I can, maybe see the worry, but I think that was a dropped kill for sure. Rock has to be careful if he's caught by Moon here.
Oof. Did you just... There's no way Bud just dodged that. Has the flash in hand, isn't even going to use it quite yet. Might get away. Don't think of a re-engage there. You have the Rakan there. Don't think of it, but how? Picture perfect shockwave. Dodge the Colossal Smash. That's not what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. There's too many heroic or audacious charges, and neither of them.
Yeah, there is.
Neither of them are his. Oh, Justice Punch.
Fate is another one, like Tempered Fate, Fate's Sealed, Fate's Call. A lot of Fate happening in League.
Yeah, but dodge the Justice Punch. I remembered because Colossal Smash is the passive, and I always mix those two up. And there's no Cyclone available yet. Had to go clear another camp, so they didn't have that follow-up anyways onto the taunt. I mean, also perfect Shockwave to buy enough time to just walk away. Should have switched to the minigun. Come on.
Well, Rock has TP, forced to base here and lose Prior around these grubs. Rakan is moving up to the top side to potentially look for Zeus, but Prior is in favor of Mercs.
I don't think you're going to get Temu Zeus down here. Has the dashes, the million dashes with the Drakehound step. That was a solo angle. I got excited. Like a Jinx, I got excited. Oh, well, there's one. There's the Curse of the Sad Mummy. There's the grand entrance onto 2, and that's the Moon being pissed on right there. And now the chase down onto... I don't think you needed to do that one, Chief. Gotta be honest, I don't think the exhaust was needed, but you do pick up the double kill for Puffin.
Jinx ult just comes sailing past once again to hit nobody. I love it. I love the attempt from Marcel there. I've seen a few of them. That was the second one that I've seen where it's just kind of like sailed past nobody. But I like the attempt, right? You're not going to use it in lane at this point. You're never going for a 1v1 right now. I would have maybe liked the ADCs to go towards Cole this game. I mean, they're just never fighting each other ever. And the supports are just permanently roaming. I mean, they're going back down mid. Orianna, Barrock still looking for more.
I saw the Amumu and got scared, and I was like, oh wait, that's their jungler. That's Buzz jungler. We don't need to worry about that.
He's playing really well with his jungler, like covering him, playing very aggressive on the side that his jungler is standing. Good cover here by L-Sword as well. Rakan very safe. Even if he gets caught here, just, E or W if needed. He has ult. I mean, and then last resort, he can flash over the wall, so very safe to play. As aggressive as he needs. Dragon in 40 seconds. Can't see which dragon this is going to be yet, but Soul hasn't been decided yet, so when we go back down there, we will see Prio for Mercs and Vision getting set up as well, but this Orianna, Kimchi, is becoming a really big problem.
Has not based yet. Is sitting on so much gold, I assume, because that's
terrifying.
4 kills. You don't just pick up 4 kills and have a lost chapter. I mean, technically you do, but you also have 77 CS. So
he's got an alternator.
Alternator, true. Maybe he has spent it all.
Another kill, maybe.
Even without, this is terrifying. Shockwave denies the Justice Punch, and your increased resistances won't save you now.
You have flash, my friend. Didn't need to die there.
Maybe thought you can get away with it. You're thinking it's an alternator lost chapter Ori. There's no way you need to flash.
I was the alternator diff. That's it.
That was alternator.
He is
I think that was Scorch diff actually. Scorch
True.
Did,
that was all Scorch and
50 damage there, and it did enough. Yeah, Scorch and Airy were putting in the business there, as that is, I believe, a Death Realmed. No, it is not. Okay, it's hard to tell because abilities that have or ultimates that have an active usage, I don't think they start ticking down until after the ulti ends, so it shows as a full circle, even if they're in Death Realm. Or like in... Actually, no, Fear Beyond Death doesn't count, because that's just the projectile. The recast is separate.
There's a Hex Dragon there, and it's going to be Mountain Soul now, too, which is
you like your
very
Amumu
good.
Being unkillable?
Yeah, for the Amumu, it's great. For the Jinx, too, right? I mean, I was talking about one of the biggest win conditions for Mercs here is landing onto the Orianna, landing onto the Jinx. But, I mean, if they're tanky, you can't do that. On the other side as well, if Mercs get Mountain Soul, if everybody get 4, that's 4 Mountain Drakes plus Mountain Soul. on a Galio against a lot of AP. The Leona becomes really tanky. Mountain Soul gets a lot of value this game. I imagine that both teams are going to be striving to get that. But 2 Drakes right now is the lead for Impulse, and they massively lead the kills. 7 in favor to 1 for Impulse. For Mercs.
Oh no, not a Hex Drinker early.
I saw that too. I just looked at it.
It's looking like you're playing against Vladimir
Mercs
here.
are good, by the way, guys.
You have Swifty! Why do you have Swifties? Into, I mean, it's Rylai's, but you know what else reduces slows, but also helps you against the Amumu? And the Rakan?
And the Rakan.
Merc Treads. Merc Treads, they're right there. It's not as much slow resistance, but it's also just 30% tenacity overall, which is so good. Like, that's
Moon, Puffin
not
up
enough?
top right now, but looks like Puffin's going to be fairly safe. Maybe not. Base has been stopped.
Has Ghost. The power of the Ghost. Oh, got publicly executed. Cyclone finally coming out, has the shield, finally gonna go down is the other part of that sentence, and it's a nice shutdown. It's not the shutdown, but it's a good shutdown kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's a good angle to find a pick there. I think maybe there was some survivability if Death Realm was timed
Need to walk
correctly,
earlier.
but
I don't think he's used it a single
yeah,
time.
I don't think he's used it either. It could be a spectator bug, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't used it at all. Now has those boots, which was the correct decision. He has the right boots, which is going to make his time a lot easier. As you know, guys are going towards the Kraken. Still up to see if she's going to go towards crit or more of the on-hit build in general. We'll have to see how the Kai'Sa chooses to itemize. I would imagine that it's going to be on-hit for the split damage, but maybe you just prefer the crit to do more overall damage, and you land onto the Jinx and the Orianna, sure. But I mean, this Jinx, Yuntal completed, full boots completed. Orianna has Luden's full boots completed, plus these Faded Ashes, I believe is what that component is called. So
the little bag is the Faded Ashes.
Could be the Blackfire Torch, could just go into Leandry's, which is a bit of a different build, but he can kind of go whatever he wants here.
You are very dead here. Oh my goodness, what a
build!
What a save! And then the Curse catches 3, cancels the Galio most importantly there, and there's the Death Realm finally coming out. It's going on to Temu Zeus, and I don't even know if real Zeus would survive this situation, but it's worth a shot. The exhaust comes out just to make sure there's no extra kill going over in case, as, ooh, the trap's just a little late. If the Electro, or if the Zap hits, that is a kill. If that Zap hits, that is also a kill. Flashing for it. You didn't need a flash. You had barrier. Barrier would have been enough. That was a point blank rocket. That you would have lived.
It's nerves for Mercs right now. Balrog with a great shockwave to find multiple members of Mercs during the fight. Billy completely caught out, flashed out, but you see the potential for the Rakan with this Orianna. Right, Rakan buys so much time with the peel. W's forward, finds the quickening.
Quickness, close enough.
Quickness, sorry, my bad.
I'm a Rakan main. I have to know this one.
The quickness, it was something like that. I was close.
It is, yeah, you were
Quickness.
pretty close.
And then the Amumu gets enough time to basically just walk out, get cooldowns back, and reset it back in. Shockwave onto everybody there. Puffin getting ulted again.
That just barely connects. I think, let's see, does the hand connect? Pulling them in, actually, it's just going to drag them into the turret and say, you can't fight me here. I am Mordekaiser, and I'm at my turn.
There. That was a kill. That was a 2v1 kill. He ults Moon there. In tower.
Yeah, someone's dead.
That's a big kill. It's a bit lucky. I mean, maybe they timed
You're
me
just leaving your Jinx alone with this Leona? I know she... No, that has solar. You have solar flare up, actually. Hold on. Why aren't...
Surely you forced cleanse there at least.
I'm intrigued by the decision not to throw solar flare to get cleansed. Considering we just saw solar flare used in the last fight and it's already back up, I think it's shorter than cleanse cooldown by some amount.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Up now, however, might have been the decision. You know, they didn't want to use solar flare beforehand, and Mumu in a great position here.
5-man curse
God!
into a 4-man shockwave into a 5-man quickness. It is a bloodbath. The fastest was it the ace? Moon barely gets it is the sole survivor. The fastest turnaround I have seen on a fight this entire season. That was snap engage to end all snap engages.
The smile on my face is huge. That was pretty, to put it plainly, from Impulse there. The 5-man Mumu stun into Rakan, into Shockwave, finding them all. Shout out Faker. Herald getting used in mid now. His soul point has been achieved. And this game, Kimchi, it feels nowhere near as close as the last game at all. It's a steamroll so far. Conservative play. I wish that we could see how the driving for this Mordekaiser is going. No, he can't make that.
Can't make it, but that was good driving right there.
I mean, he's the one who's playing the Scion, right?
He knows how to drive.
He's got some practice.
He's been training. That's good.
Leandri's as well. Picked up by the Orianna now. 2 items on Orianna. This is terrifying. Merchred's finally getting picked up by some of the members of Mercs, but doesn't feel anywhere near as us.
Not seeing the Shadow Flame second item is
interesting build.
Oh, this is a collapse. Goodbye.
Dead for sure.
And Shockwave, and you just, it's gone. It might be a little bit over. Crockpot trying to do something, I don't know, kind of just stuck between a rock and a hard place like a Malphite taunt, and Puffin gonna pick up number 4.
I mean, between a rock and like the God of Death, I mean, you know, what do you want? What do you want to be stuck between more? The God of Death seems a bit scary. He's 4-1 as well.
Saying I died to the God of Death is way cooler than saying I died to a rock.
True. Dying to a rock doesn't feel as good. That's not a good story, is it?
He's a big rock, like an infinitely big rock, but like that's the God. That's the guy who is so. That's the guy who was so evil. He literally he took over the Death Realm because he saw no one took it over yet. Like, come on.
That's pretty Chad right there. And Bessa going towards a lethality start here. I mean, I guess it could be Voltaic, or what else builds out of that?
The yard sale. It's the yard sale.
Yes.
You could build
it is a bit of a
hubris
build. True, and then there's the Hydra item too. Is it Profane?
Profane. Nice. We remembered at the same exact time.
Not a fan of this Mbessa build right now. I don't know if it really does anything. I mean, maybe your job, it is going to be the Cyclo Sword, so trying to one-shot the Mbessa, I guess. Like, I understand you stack it very quickly, but are you going to get enough enhanced autos off in a fight? Are you living that long? I don't think you are. This Jinx, 2 items, now has the Runins, and soon will be Infinity Edge, right? That's 1 tower there. Atakan, soon to be taken. Soul, sooner after that. And Mbessa, you're absolutely right. Caught out, and there's no chance she lives here.
Just like the real T1, Zeus is about to die. Zeus is about to die.
If this was Faker on Galio from last year, Mbessa's getting ulted here for sure.
Mbessa's getting the save of a lifetime. They see the Mouth Lord. Takes a while for them to turn onto them, but here goes.
Yeah, it's not doing some good damage there.
They will lose Mordekaiser. For what that's
worth. He's buying a lot of time, though. They're on Atacon right now. This is completely worth. I mean, they find the shutdown, sure.
That's only a 100 gold shutdown.
Big gold injection. Big gold injection, but it's only into the Galio. Yeah, you're right. It's not even that much. It's
Rakan is more shutdown than this Mordekaiser.
That's crazy, Riot.
Ford has been busy in this game. Well, because you have to remember, it's based on gold diff. The gold diff is huge, and this is just the diff that comes with having a Rakan on your team. And now Isel finally gets to play the game. Doesn't have the Super Mega Death Rocket, but look at the damage being output. You can't cleanse that part, buddy, but it's okay. It will be picking up that one. Apparently, the perfect execution didn't hit there, but it hit at way weirder points. But Cue Ball going to pick Billy. 4-6 on this Galio is the kill leader for this team right now.
Oh, great GP from Maud as well, looking for the top tower here. And Bessa, Zeus, trying to look for something, but the damage is too much. Forced to flash away. I don't know if it was necessary, but he felt it was. Mordekaiser pushing in the top lane, getting this tower. Kimchi, 45 seconds away from Mountain Soul. And Baron hasn't even spawned yet. They're breaking the base of Mercs Inhib down in mid. And potentially too early, you got to worry about, you know, the catch-up for the XP, for this Kai'Sa, for the Galio. But I mean, with the lead the Rock has, does the XP catch-up really even matter? 20 seconds on Dragon, both teams are approaching. You have to fight this. It's Mountain Soul, but so far every fight has just been clean for Impulse.
Fell's only up 1 level. Accel's up 2 right now. Sword's
Mm.
up 2 levels. As a support, you're never in lane as support at this point. Like, past 10 minutes, you're barely laning. And you've soaked up enough XP to get that, and that is just the lockdown. They're trying to abuse the fact that there's no cleanse, but that's going to be an artificial 2-man curse as they don't even get the Jinx. Billiam William takes down the moon.
I think that was actually a good engage. Orianna was low. They did a lot of damage to a cell, but it was 2v4. Like, you're
And
not
one of
fighting
those
together.
2 is Leona.
Exactly. Right. So it's just, can Wukong one-shot Jinx if she CC'd? No. I haven't seen Galio ult. Like, I feel like his ult's on cooldown. I haven't seen him ult once this game.
It's been cancelled both times, I believe.
I haven't seen Kai'Sa. Like, I know that Kai'Sa needs more time to, really get online.
This turret's gone.
Yeah.
This is getting
Baron
really
hasn't
out of
spawned
hand.
yet.
No Baron
Mountain
spawning.
Troll.
We've only seen a handful of these games end before Baron spawn at even the highest level. The best players in the world can't even finish the game before 25 minutes, and we're cutting it pretty close.
We
Oh,
are
asking for the
Mordekaiser in the
apology?
top lane.
Oh, no
Go
one accepting the apology of Rakan. All alone as going forwards. There's the stun into the traps, into the airborne. They're going to taunt the Amumu, but that is a small prize. As there's the public execution. Maybe they could get something off of this, but now already
Oh, it's just
excited, twice excited, thrice excited. Quintice. And that is the Quadra stolen by Billy.
No Penta today. I'm sorry, sir.
Double
Nice
Penta
try.
stolen by the jungler this series, and just all this
8,
time
0, 6,
puffing,
11, 1
lunch.
and 11.
eating the
Before
base.
Baron.
Before
Wow.
Baron, wait, can we get it? We were racing it, and we
Yeah,
will
easily.
see a pre-Baron victory. It is a 2-0, a crucial 2-0 at that for CB Impulse, and that's exactly what you want entering
Yeah.
the final week of the season.
That was a very dominant win for Impulse. It looks great going towards finals. I mean, we're talking about the Orianna all game, and the early game really was the Orianna. Look at the Jinx damage too.
Jinx took
So
a while
much.
too. Jinx was just alone and balling with the Kai'Sa for a while.
Yeah, not
Playing
even
serious
Infinity Edge
catch-up.
online yet.
Damn.
It's a dominant performance from Impulse. There's nothing you can really say anymore. That's great.
Yeah. You had to bring in a backup. You had to role swap 2 of your players, so it's not really shocking, I guess, for lack of a better word. I don't want to just say it was like, we knew it was going to be a CB win, but it's not shocking when you have to role swap 2 of your players suddenly without any game plan really beforehand. It's not surprising you weren't going to be able to put up the best performance of the season. Still sucks that you had to like just play through it. What was a curb stomp, for lack of a better lack of a better comparison.
Well, I mean, it has been a long stream, right? Because of
It's
many
been-
breaks, but it hasn't been a
Breaks.
long series. Game 1 had some pushback from Mercs, but after the team fight started going in favor of Impulse and they got their stride, they really didn't break stride at all. I mean, maybe there was a bit of mental reset that happened for Mercs in a bad way, and they were very distracted and out of it. They weren't able to pull it together for the game, but really, it just felt like, as unfortunate as it is, like roll swap happened, and the mid lane main kind of just walked you to your nexus very quickly. And Acel obviously had a good game, and I was told that the play was washed and the Jinx wasn't an issue. Don't believe that at all.
It could still be washed. It was a game against an out of position and backed up team, so the Acel wash rumors
True.
still on the table. They're still on the table. Go tell Acel he's washed, guys. Just everyone keep telling him he's washed.
Keep telling him.
Either he proves he isn't
maybe,
against an actual lineup, or he is truly and surely washed.
We'll have to see in the coming weeks, Kimchi. We will have to see.
Well, that will be it for the penultimate week of the regular season. And Impulse were already obviously locked into playoffs. So were the Fools, I believe, unless some crazy comeback from the Fools 5 Squires. And Nefarious Demons. I doubt that was going to happen on the same week, in consecutive weeks at that, but Impulse get a crucial win to push themselves into the top half of the standings, and the Fools 5 Mercenaries are going to have to come back next week and hope that the two teams above them don't go 5-3, so they can go 4-4 and snag on the tiebreaker. But that has been it for this week. I've been Box Kimchi along with Jay Beto, bringing you this oddly long best of 3 that finished in 2. We will see you next week for the finale of the Gold Division regular season. Words are hard, and I believe we're sending it over to the other Blue Water League streamers. They should still be going. If they aren't, we won't raid, but we should be. I don't know the status of the game, but I'm going to hope we're raiding, because hopefully one of these series went long for good reasons. We'll see you next week.
This city never sleeps, chemically brought down on its knees. With every breath that I breathe, clenched fists and gritting teeth. Tonight the energy flowing in me is waiting for relief. Thunder beneath my feet, a sight you won't believe. Until the dawn, the darkness falls, and I lose control. I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? This electricity, a part of me that's under pressure. Charged up, my fuse igniting, a sight you wanna see. I'm outside, pointing to the sky, gonna make the earth shake, 'cause you can't contain me. Voltage bursts through the black of my eyes, put my finger on the trigger and I'll shock you, baby. Against the odds, until the dawn, the darkness falls, and I lose control. I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the